which will be played in this very building, Protective Stadium. The Stallions kick it off with Chris Blewett from their own 20, and Terry Wright lets it skip through the end zone. Along with Sam Acho up here in the booth, I'm Drew Carter. Cole Kubelik and Stormy Bonatoni down on the field. As we check out the Panthers offense, they've won games, Sam, with 4 different quarterbacks. E.J. Perry was their starter to begin the season. He's out for the season with an injury. Danny Etling comes in. He gets hurt after starting at 5 and 6. Then it's Brian Lewerke's turn. Now Etling comes back, and Bryce Perkins was really the reason they won last week.
And Bryce Perkins has been a huge reason for their winning, but now it's going to be Danny Etling, who had that injury a few weeks ago. It's going to get the start again. It seems like it may be this first half, second half approach, but Danny Etling is getting a chance to get healthy and get more reps.
Expect him to do the same thing this week with Perkins taking over in the second half as Etling's first pass is incomplete. Looking for Siosi Mariner, and speaking of injuries and a roulette, they do not have Marcus Sims, their top wide receiver. No Matthew Colburn. Also missing Wes Hills, their top running back, who's out for the season. So the fact that they've won 5 games in a row is kind of miraculous for Mike Nolan and company.
It's the league of opportunity, and so you're seeing a lot of players through injury get opportunity, and Danny Etling's made the most of that opportunity. Bryce Perkins has made the most, and also Siosi Mariner, who had a huge game last week, has made the most of this opportunity.
Empty it out for Etling. His pass incomplete again. He was trying to find Mariner for the second play in a row. Ike Brown on coverage. And here's a look at their infirmary, if you will. Colburn, their top rusher. Wes Hills, you see the 5 touchdowns. He is out for the season. Sims, they hope to have back next week when the playoffs begin, and E.J. Perry was QB1 to start the season for Mike Nolan.
And they're hoping to have Colburn back as well, the star running back out of Wake Forest. Hoping to have him back. He took a brunt of the load a few weeks ago when Wes Hills went down. So hopefully he'll be back next week for the playoff game.
First third down of the day. Etling feels the pressure, evades it. He can really scoot, puts the shoulder down. He's going to be close. He is short by a matter of inches.
So I'm seeing this pass rush develop, but Cole, I want to go to you. You're on your 4th quarterback. What happens if you want him to go for it, to slide? What do you think of the situation?
Well, I think with you're going to play this team again in the playoffs next week. Why would you not just lay it all out right now? Go ahead and get it out there, be aggressive, try to give your team extra confidence heading into a game right here in this same stadium against the same opponent 7 days from now.
But what do you think about even the decision? I mean, you've been watching these last several games and this week and this season develop. The decision to start Etling as opposed to Perkins, what's your take?
As we watch this punt go out, I think that's what kind of got this football team here. I think Bryce Perkins gives you a little bit more of a dynamic playmaking ability. But Danny Etling has been sort of somebody that they've leaned on, been able to rely upon. And I think when you want to get the game going, try to find a rhythm early. Maybe the guy that gives you a little bit more of a veteran presence is the way to go if you know you're going to play both.
And Cole, there's no doubt who Birmingham's going to roll with is QB1. There was some at the start of the season. Adrian Martinez and Matt Corral both saw a ton of snaps for this Stallions team. Martinez has taken over. And like Sacho said, you can remove the favorite from MVP. I think he is the MVP of the league.
Ocean. Ready, hit.
CJ Marable's the running back. Martinez to throw on first down. It's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Amari Rogers, who set them up with his field position with a 13-yard return.
And I love that rush by Breland Speaks. So here's why it matters. He's keeping Martinez in the pocket.
Q should have converted.
Skip Holtz, the head coach who calls the plays.
Drew, you mentioned it a moment ago. Keep in mind, these two teams met a couple of months ago. Matt Corral was the starting quarterback last time these two teams faced off.
It was a 20-13 win for Birmingham, part of their 8-0 start. Gain of 2 on second down for CJ Marable. No Ricky Person today. Garrett Marino on the stop for Michigan.
Matt Corral started that, but Adrian Martinez came in the second half, and Breland Speaks said it himself. That was somewhat of his coming out party. Ever since that game, Adrian Martinez has taken over the league. He's taken the league by storm, and he's done it in a myriad of ways.
Birmingham fans used to seeing Garrett Marino make plays like that in a Blazers uniform.
Omaha. 5. Ready, hit.
3rd and 8. Martinez to throw. That's complete. First down, Deion Kane. former Clemson Tiger, picks up 11.
And the reason we have time, look at Breland Speaks on the inside. So there's 2 guys and 3, really 4 eyes on Breland Speaks. You have even the center slid that way. Some of that is by design. Some of that is just to keep him in his spot. Don't let him get in the backfield if you're an offensive lineman.
You ever get that treatment, Sam?
Not often, very rarely.
Ready, hit.
Stallions on the move. It's Martinez throwing again. Finds Jay Sternberger up the sideline inside the 10. Ball pops out toward the end. Sternberger reaches for it. No whistle yet, and they mark him down inside the 1. It's a gain of 53. It got a little hairy at the end.
Well, Jay Sternberger's used to making big plays, but that was an even bigger play by Mahomes, punching that ball out. But Sternberger's reaching, fighting, clawing, getting that rock. Outstanding play by tight end Jay Sternberger.
It's a gain of 53 for Sternberger, who went nuts last week in the loss to San Antonio. 7 catches for 110 yards and a touchdown. Good start on this first drive.
Ocean. Ready, hit.
Stallions go jumbo. Handoff is to Marable, and he dances in for the first 6 of the game.
A game of inches. Big play by Sternberger. Ball comes out, but he has the effort to go and recover it. Leads them to a touchdown.
Injured player is Stallions left tackle Christian DeLoro. 29-year-old who played his college ball at Illinois. This could be big for Birmingham because we only got 7 offensive linemen dressed for this game. Remember, 42 players you can have on your active roster.
Well, I can tell you this, Marcus Baugh will be the emergency tackle. Skip Holtz told us I have a tight end that I can move to tackle. I asked Marcus about it before the game. He's like, I can take a pass set. I'll get in there and do it. Acho, most tight ends run away from that. He said he'd welcome it.
But can you take multiple pass sets? Anybody can take one. Can you take it for a whole series and a whole game?
Omaha. Hey, Liz.
They will go for 2 from the 5.
Ready, hit.
Martinez alone in the backfield. They run the fade. Hauled in for 2. It's Jordan Thomas. At 6'5", 280, he can go up and get it.
Jordan Thomas can do it all, but he couldn't have done it without Jay Sternberger. Adrian Martinez with a pinpoint pass. Ball gets punched out. Sternberger finds a way to recover it. And then once he gets that recovery, you get that big-time TD on the edge. No chance. Big-time start by the Birmingham Stallions. And then you go to Jordan Thomas, huge tight end / receiver, playmaking ability.
Original USFL back in the 80s. They played at Legion Field, the old Gray Lady. Now playing at beautiful Protective Stadium. Jay Sternberger, a 53-yard catch and run, recovered his own fumble and set up the touchdown for CJ Marable. Adrian Martinez thought he had the 2-point conversion to Jordan Thomas, but they reviewed it and ruled it no catch. So it's 6-0 Stallions over the Panthers as Chris Blewett kicks it away. Terry Wright let the first one roll through. This one he'll return. Right out toward the 30, finds a seam, and he's past the 40-yard line. Let's check in with Dean Blandino in the U.S. Army Command Center for the first time today. Hi, Dean.
Hey, how you guys doing?
We're great, man. What do you got? What happened on that conversion?
Yeah, so we went to break, and remember, anything catch, no catch, scoring plays, line to gain, we can look at in the command center. We were looking at Thomas. He didn't have control of the football. This was a great look. You can see he's fighting the ball the whole way. He's going to get firm control now. He gets his left foot down, and then he lands out of bounds. So it was an incomplete pass. We were able to communicate that during the break, that the try was no good.
All right, Dean Blandino in the U.S. Army Command Center explaining why it's still 6-0. A chance for the Panthers. And Etling just missed Devin Ross, who had a step.
And I wonder how much of that miss, that near miss, or if you call it a big miss, goes to missing time. Danny Etling's just getting back from a hand injury. It's his non-throwing hand, but plays like this are on timing. It's a double move. You see the pump, and he overthrows it wide open, but without those reps in practice and even in games, it can be easy to miss. Talk about all the quarterback changes in the two-quarterback system. Sometimes the practice time matters more than anything.
Etling looking to throw again. This time he finally completes his first one of the day. It's to the tight end, Cole Hicatini. He's got 15 yards and a first down. Let's check in with Stormy.
Yeah, Birmingham, guys, ultimately closed an 8-point favorite in this game. This is the largest underdog role Michigan has been in all season since the first meeting with Birmingham when they were a 6.5-point dog. Total today, 43.5. And as you were mentioning, Danny Etling's non-throwing hand injury. After that opening drive, he came off the field and had the athletic trainer immediately remove his previous wrap and covering, re-wrap it, reset it. He's been favoring it and did look uncomfortable.
On their sixth play from scrimmage, they call a run for the first time. Nate McCrary around the right edge, and he should have enough for a first down as A.J. Thomas pushes him out of bounds.
And this is another young player getting an opportunity. One thing that I love about Nate McCrary is his speed. He has patience, but he can bounce it to the edge. You can see him finding his rhythm early in this game.
It's again a 17 for McCrary. Again, no Hills, no Colburn today. The offensive coordinator for the Panthers, Marcel Belfoy, told us that he loves Nate McCrary's game, just hasn't really had a chance to play much because he has so many good players in front of him. Back-to-back first down plays. They go back to McCrary, and he dives into the line for a gain of 2, maybe 3.
Cole, you think that they got away with the hold on that long run?
Yeah, the outside defender kind of grabbed some jersey. Cole Cabral pulled around 69. It's a nice initial block, but then when the defender tried to get free, grabbed a little bit of that jersey, did not prevent him from retracting and go chasing that football. And that was that edge defender, Sam, who's sitting there setting that edge, trying to help keep contained.
And I see it right there. And one thing that can be challenged in the UFL, there's a super challenge. Holding calls can be challenged. But Cole, after this play, I want to hear your perspective. You're down on that Birmingham sideline, seeing this line get pushed around. Let me hear what you think about it.
So Atau is in the game at running back. Etling throws, it's complete to Mariner, his top target, to gain a 5.
You have their new DC, Corey Chamberlain. But Cole, what are you seeing down there from the field?
There's a lot of intensity. I like Cole Cabral, by the way, 69, little rib shot there, full slab on that pass protection. I talked to a couple of these Birmingham Stallions players before the game, specifically Jay Sternberger. They took this a little bit personal that people think this game is going to be as competitive, and people are questioning the Stallions as much as they are over the course of this week.
It's a little jarring to see them finally lose. Winners of 15 in a row until San Antonio beat them last week. On third down, it's Etling toward the corner, nobody home. Closest man was Devin Gray. It brings up 4th down and 4, and now they'll bring out their kicker with a cannon of a leg, Jake Bates.
And you say jarring, Drew, but some of it isn't that surprising. There's been so much change on the defensive staff for the Birmingham Stallions, and so that loss, it seemed like it was a convergence of a few different issues defensively.
Uh-oh, it's 39 yards for Jake Bates. He missed from this exact distance last week. 60 plus is easy for him. How about 39? It's good. And the Panthers are on the board. They cut that lead in half. Sam, you mentioned that Corey Chamberlain is in that new role as defensive coordinator. John Chavis away from the team now for the 3rd week in a row, but this is the first time Chamberlain is technically defensive coordinator. Skip Holtz, their head coach, told us John Chavis doing well. There was a health issue, which is why he stepped aside. He wants everyone to know he is feeling healthy now, and there was no firing, no hard feelings. Those guys are still incredibly close. Chavis won those 2 USFL championships with Holtz in Birmingham, but now Chamberlain takes over as DC.
But Skip Holtz wanted Chavis to stay. I know there was a health issue, then he came back and he had to go back, and there was so much confusion. And then Chavis said, hey, I'm not ready right now. I need to go home. There's some health stuff going on. And so finally, Skip Holtz decided to make the decision to go with Chamberlain as their defensive coordinator. Well, that's been the last several weeks where Chamberlain's been calling the plays. Well, when he's calling the plays, no one's there to be able to talk about the personnel who's in and out of the game. There's only 4 defensive coaches on that side of the ball. And so There's been a new addition in Anthony Blevins, who was actually named the Vipers head coach earlier this season. Actually played for Anthony Blevins when I was with the Arizona Cardinals in the NFL. He's now stepping in to help do that personnel grouping for the Birmingham Stallions.
The octane blown up just inside the 30, a return of just 12. And Birmingham starts at the 29. Keontae Harden with the big hit. Yeah, Chamberlain was running the sub packages before Chavis stepped aside. Then when Chamberlain took over the play calling, they didn't have anybody to do the sub packages, so that's where Anthony Blevins will take over.
Who's out? Okay. Here we go. We got real punch. Peyton Odd. I want it.
One thing I'm paying attention to, Cole, is the pass rush lanes when it is a pass. I noticed last time Breland Speaks was not rushing upfield. He stayed at the level of the quarterback. I'm keeping my eyes on that all game.
Absolutely.
They keep it on the ground. And it's Marable for a gain of 5. He scored the touchdown on the first drive. Rondell Carter with the tackle.
Here we go. Let's go Rio. Let's go raise odd. Real bunch. Raise odd.
Smoke. Raise odd. Smoke. I want it. Omaha! Ready, hit!
Bunch to the right side. Martinez hands to Marable. Again, testing the left side. He finds it near midfield and past the 50. Chopped down by Javen White, who was in hot pursuit. Marable goes for 19, first down Stallions.
There's good and there's bad when you're extremely aggressive. Breland Speaks is an aggressive football player. He's 270. His hands have great hand placement, but he doesn't set the edge. Notice he has 2 hands inside. Well, he's supposed to be the edge defender, so if you're going to get that outside hand inside, number 1, don't do it. Keep that outside arm free. But number 2, you have to get knockback and penetration. So that play was on Breland Speaks. Has to set the edge better when the ball's coming your way.
47. Ready, hit!
Stallions, the top offense in the UFL. Martinez feeling the pressure, and he goes down. It's a big loss. Garrett Marino, the former UAB Blazer, a loss of 13.
And he's back home. Marino was back home. Missed some time earlier this season. He plays nose, so he's in the middle. But look at his hands. Great hand placement. There's a game with Rondell Carter. So Rondell Carter comes in. Marino comes on the outside. And one thing they always talk about is where's the quarterback going to be? You always know that Adrian Martinez can escape up the middle, but also outside. So great not only hand placement by Marino, but also going up to the level of the quarterback.
Puma. 45. Omaha!
Got a hustle here. Snap it just before the play clock expires. Martinez again is drilled. Back-to-back sacks for the Panthers. Bryce Tornadin flies in. 3rd and forever coming up for the Stallions.
And that's another sack, but now by a different player. Now you see the defensive coordinator, Colin Bauer, calling the plays. He has a defensive lineman mentality. He used to coach the defensive line back in college. And so you see Tornadin on the edge. He shows that he's dropping, then boom, up and inside. Great hands, and then gets back to that upfield shoulder of the quarterback. These are drills you practice week in and week out, but more especially when you have an athletic quarterback like Adrian Martinez.
It's a loss of 12 and a loss of 7. 3rd and 29. What does Skip Holtz dial up here? Martinez avoids Speaks, throws toward the sideline, incomplete. And how's that for a response from the Panthers defense after they gave up that quick touchdown drive?
No, it's a great response, but this is also
48,
somewhat of people talk about the NFL being a copycat
Let's get a guy
league.
down, get a one-on-one, throw
This
it
is a
up.
little bit of a copycat from last week.
You called stop?
Number 12, number
What?
31,
Atlanta.
27, and 85 are ineligible.
That I could replace him with that slant.
You know,
That safety just stepped down into the
I'm
void.
saying you're looking left, that's what I'm saying. It's right, even though I was calling Atlanta 17. I wanted eyes to go right. So we went slant, wheel.
Colby Wadman's punt. Wright watches it bounce out of bounds, and that'll be a touchback out to the 25. Birmingham 6, Michigan 3. Panthers with some momentum late first quarter.
Coming up big, this defense on that second drive. What changed for you guys to get after Alec Martinez?
Just a little change in the game plan. Obviously, Martinez is a great player. It's going to be tough trying to contain him. So So far, obviously, a great game plan by our coaches. We're just trying to implement it, be consistent. There's a lot of game left, but just trying to do our part.
Thanks, Bryce.
Thank you.
Also, Adrian Martinez, guys. I got it.
We know you do, Stormy. Bryce Tornado with the sack, and 2 in a row. And keep in mind, Birmingham allowed 3 sacks last week to San Antonio.
And part of it, too, is just you watch what other teams do to win. And last week, San Antonio was able to keep Adrian Martinez in the pocket by bringing pressure to the upfield shoulder.
Danny Etling and the Panthers take back over. They hand it to Toa Taua. Back on the roster for the end of the season push. And he's got enough for a first down, a gain of 12.
Marcel Belfoy. He actually gave us the correct pronunciation. I'm still working on it, as you can tell. But he's done an outstanding job. Multiple quarterbacks, multiple running backs, changed an offensive line, but they are running the ball extremely efficiently.
Etling on the keeper. Swing it out. It's Hicatini again, the tight end. And they'll give him 3 or 4 on first down. And by the way, folks, just to take you behind the scenes, Sam Acho refuses to use the Americanized pronunciation of Marcel Belfoy, who is Canadian and spent the majority of his coaching career up in Canada. And we know his wife, Julie, is watching, or as he says, Julie. And she'll be here next week for the USFL Conference Championship game.
And he has such a great demeanor about him. He talked about how this team has a different identity than he thought it would have before the season started, but he's adapted to his team's personality.
Does he dial up here on 2nd and 8? It's a dart from Etling. Mariner with the catch, takes the punishment, picks up 15 and moves them into Birmingham territory.
I love how these Michigan guards are helping out the tackles. There's been a couple Birmingham rushers try to go right down the middle of these Panther tackles. You and I both know they've struggled with that a little bit this year, but the guards have been great, popping out, giving them a couple rib shots, making them pay for it.
And this is something, Cole, I haven't seen the last several weeks from the guards. I haven't seen them come out and get that extra help, those rib shots, as you call it. As you say it, I kind of get a little bit of PTSD because it's something that defensive ends hate, feeling that guard hit you from the inside.
You're feeling the pain now.
Listen, Nacho, you're in Birmingham. There's a lot of full slabs we can talk about here.
Maybe that's a tease for later on in the show.
Rex Clasty, Liz zone. Rex Clasty, Liz zone.
You hear that zone. Usually that's a zone play to the left, Cole. We talk oftentimes about that offensive line, but I just really think I've been impressed by how great run blocking they've been able to have. Like, that's what's stood out for me over the last several weeks from this Michigan Panthers offense.
So they've won 5 in a row with a rotating cast of quarterbacks. This is Etling who converts. It's Devin Gray for the first down, Panthers gain of 10.
And Gray had a huge week a few weeks ago, a couple touchdowns and a couple big plays, but there you get that zone read, reading that defensive end, but he has the option to pass it, so it's almost like this triple option play. The only way to defend it is that every single player has to be in their position. Eyes have to be perfect to stop a play like that.
Former Cincinnati Bearcat moves the chains, third first down of the drive, which started at their own 25 after the touchback on the punt. Under 30 seconds now in the first quarter. Handoff is McCrary, and he continues to pick up chunks of yardage. This Panthers team is 2nd in the UFL in rushing behind only the Stallions.
Yeah, we'll go from the previous spot. Yeah, number 84, still first down.
Holding. Number 84, offense, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
It's Gunnar Oaks, tight end from Eastern Michigan.
And a similar play to what we saw wasn't called before. You see that stretch play or that play out to the outside. If you're a tight end, you have to keep your hands inside, but it's hard because you don't know if that ball is going to cut back inside, they're going to bounce it outside. So hands have to be inside, have to replace them if they ever do get outside.
It's the first penalty against either team today. 10 seconds left in the first. Mike Nolan's team does not have to snap it. And they won't.
That is the end
So
of the
they'll
first
go the
quarter.
other way on this wet turf here at Protective Stadium. Stallions had the first 6. Panthers defense coming in hot on Martinez. 6-3 after 15.
So far going to be to repair?
Well, we lost our starting tackle, on that opening drive. So, and then I think, Adrian we read the wrong side of the field, on the one. And then when he tried to get back over to the other side, he was just a little bit scurry, and we didn't get rid of it as quick as we wanted to. So, yeah, we've just got to settle down. We found ourselves behind the chain, got ourselves in just throw, drop back. But in our second possession, we just got to eliminate the sacks. We can eliminate the sacks, keep moving forward. I like the way they're playing. The first drive went pretty smooth down the field. We started the second drive pretty good till we got way behind the chains on first down.
Feels like they're going out of their way to put rushers on your extra blockers, tight ends, running backs. Is there a way you can kind of counter that, take advantage of it?
Yeah, I mean, first thought, spread them out, make them cover them. You know what I mean? Get them out of the box and make them cover them. And they brought one, and we missed a block on the second down play. We missed a block, strong safety coming off the edge. But, you can just spread them out and bring more people in and block them. Those are your only options, so we'll figure it out as we go.
Thanks, Coach.
I appreciate it. Thank y'all.
All right, Cole, Panthers on the move to start this second quarter. Big collision in the middle of the field. Corian Ballard with the stick on Kevin Austin Jr. TJ Carter in coverage, rather.
Feels like this series could be where something swings one way or another, whether it's Carter getting an interception or on the offense, Etling finding a way to get first downs and touchdowns. It feels like something's got to happen soon.
Second down and 20 after a hold back in the first quarter. Etling's pass is complete. He's got Devin Ross. That'll set up third down and manageable inside the 25.
Here we go. Let's go right now. Here we go. Deuce Smith, one robber. Deuce Smith, one robber.
So one robber, that's cover one. The safety's going to be down in the middle of the field to essentially have eyes on the quarterback. Usually you run cover one in 3rd and 1 to 3 because there's a lot of crossing routes. But you have to be able to communicate as a defense with those crossing routes.
Panthers 0 for 2 on third down until right now. Etling with a seam. Etling! Touchdown, Michigan! 23 yards out. There's a reason the New England Patriots thought about moving him to wide receiver once upon a time.
Well, he's got the athleticism, but also the quick decision-making. When you're in man-to-man defense, if one person is out of their gap or one person has bad eyes, it's going to mess everything up. And so you look at that. There's a game up front, and that pass rush game leaves a wide-open hole. Etling isn't touched. And so if you're in zone, okay, eyes on the QB. If you're in man, as pass rushers, you have to be better, whether it's a run or a pass, to have eyes on the ball.
How about that drive for the Panthers? 8 plays, 75 yards, and 5 minutes even. They'll go for one from the 2-yard line, and it's Tawa. Conversion is good.
And going back to that touchdown, so Etling has a zone read, and notice Hicatini is leading the way for him. He's literally not touched until his Achilles gets tapped at the 2-yard line. But that's because of a bad eyes by the defensive line.
Yes, shut up, baby! Nice job!
Danny Etling, untouched as you run into the end zone. What did you see to have things open up?
I mean, credit to these guys right here. If you want to get the camera on the real heroes, those guys right there. That's how you go in untouched. Great blocking from these guys. Devin made a great catch to put us in that position. So, we just got to keep it rolling.
I saw after the opening drive you had to come back and retape that non-throwing hand that you were coming back from injury from. How's it feeling so far?
It's feeling good. It's it ain't broken. So, like I said, the hand's a long way from the heart. So we got a lot more to play.
Thanks, Danny.
Thanks, guys.
Second rushing touchdown of the season, Danny Etling. It's interesting, Sam. You'd think if either of the Michigan quarterbacks is going to do that, it's probably Bryce Perkins, who ran for 2 touchdowns last week. But Etling scores, and the Panthers take the 10-6 lead. Hey, coming up next on Fox, the Brahmas take on the Battlehawks in a preview of next week's XFL Conference Championship game. And tomorrow, Renegades Defenders starts at noon Eastern on ABC, with Roughnecks and Showboats at 7 Eastern on Fox. Roughnecks Showboats winner of that one gets the first overall pick in the draft.
So unlike the NFL, where the worst record gets the #1 pick, these two teams who don't have great records, the winner gets the #1 pick. Something's on the line.
I love it. They just announced that this week, too, right? That's how it should be.
Omaha, Omaha! Ready, hit!
So Stallions, uncharted territory in a hole here. Martinez's pass is complete. It'll be enough for a first down to Benjamin Victor.
Yeah, so if I'm Skip Holtz, this is one of the things that I want to go to, the easy throws. This is a defense that gives you a lot of cushion out on the perimeter. The last time these two teams met, there were uncovereds all over the place that the Stallions didn't take advantage of. Feels like that's what Coach Holtz may be trying to come back to now.
Well, Cole, some of that's by design. You want to make the offense earn everything, and so I'll give you the underneath routes, but you're not going to beat me over top.
Ocean, ocean! Ready, hit!
Marable, the motion man. He gets the call, and he's going nowhere. It's Marino again. Man, does he look happy to be home or what?
Home sweet home. The 6'2", 290-pound defensive tackle out of UAB. Home sweet home. I love his quickness and his hands. You see that hand placement? Boom, on the inside. Then the quickness to shed the block. Marino is making plays and stopping the run, setting up the defense to be able to rush the quarterback.
Omaha, Omaha! Right. Ready, hit!
Martinez faces a 4-man rush, flips it out. Marable, the running back, has it, tiptoeing on the sideline. Depending on the spot, I think he's going to be just short. It will be third down. Kedrick Whitehead Jr. in coverage.
Omaha! Ready, hit! Baltimore even! Baltimore even! Ready, hit!
Keep it on the ground. They're not going to get there. It will be enough, actually, for a first down with the forward progress. Marable pushed back, but not before he moves the chains.
And what's interesting, Drew, and you kind of alluded to it, there was that hard count, right? They said hit. Well, what happened? There was a play call that was called in. So there's headsets that the coaches have and the players have. They're communicating to one another. And so those headsets stay open the entire through the snap. And so coaches can talk, and unlike the NFL where it gets shut off at a certain time.
Ready, hit!
Fresh set, back to Marable. They are riding him. This Stallions offense, it's built on the ground. They ran for 161 when they beat the Panthers back in week 2. Javen White makes the tackle there.
Yeah, Javen White, 6'2", 211. He played safety in the NFL, but once their star inside linebacker Frank Ginda went down, they moved him to linebacker. And one thing that their coach said, Colin Bauer said, is that he has taken command of the defense. Javen White has stepped in as a safety, moved to linebacker at a big-time PBU last week on one of those RPOs. He's really grown in his game.
And Colin Bauer said Javen White's a guy who talks a lot. Now it's a matter of turning that into the right stuff to be a vocal leader. 2nd and 10, Martinez feeling the pressure again. And there he is, Javen White.
And sometimes, Drew, you don't have to talk with your mouth. You can talk with your play and talk with your pads. Javen White set up the last play so we could have this play. Notice he's off the ball. Doesn't show that he's blitzing. And then right when the ball is snapped, he comes on the edge and gets to the upfield shoulder of an elusive quarterback. And so Colin Bauer, defensive coordinator, has drilled this into his defense every single day. We have to know where the quarterback's going to be. Might be at 4 yards, 5 yards. That time it was 7 yards.
Third sack of the first half for this Michigan defense. Now they rush 3. Martinez, a dangerous throw. London Harris almost had his mitts on it, and that could have been trouble.
Yeah, London Harris, 6 feet, 231 out of Texas State. But what stands out to me most about this first quarter and some change isn't the few sacks.
What are you saying?
But it's just almost a continuation of what happened last week.
And coming back to the back.
Okay. As they're rolling, you know what I mean? The safeties are rolling. We'll see it on film. Okay. But the corner to the right, the corner jumping out, there was nobody on the corner route. Okay. Nobody on the corner.
I love the access you get in this league. You talked about the corner jumping the route. So the defensive corner jumps the out route, but then there's a corner route, about an 8 to 12-yard route that was wide open.
Here's Wright on the return for Michigan after Wadman's punt. Back-to-back punts forced by the Michigan defense, and they'll start just inside their own 25 after a return of 13 yards. It's the Magic City, and the Panthers trying to come up with some magic of their own. And we take a look at today's game flow, brought to you by Progressive.
Ready, take. So we went slant, slant, wheel. You know what I mean? But don't take it first down. We're taking a quick game. You know what I mean? We take a 15-yard sack on quick game on first down. You know what I mean? We can't. I mean, now we're playing behind the chains with what we're trying to do.
So 3 sacks for Michigan in the first half. San Antonio had 3 in their upset win over Birmingham last week. And Sam, the Stallions missing their left tackle now, Christian DeLauro, and they're struggling to protect Martinez.
The great thing about this league, you see those iPads, you can actually watch film, not just a picture like in the NFL, and so they're trying to get it adjusted early.
Danny Etling on the give to Toa Taua. Gain of 2 on first down. Etling was dynamite on their last drive, 4 for 5, 45 yards, and ran for a 23-yard touchdown. There you see the difference. Week 2 is the first matchup between these teams. A 20-13 Stallions win. Mike Nolan's team, 3 sacks already today.
And they're led by their defensive line. Like that's where this team wins. Run game and D-line, and those early sacks get you a chance to have a lead so you can lean on the run game and or the quick game.
This matchup, strength on strength. We'll see it again next week. Etling rolling to his left, using the legs again. Pass a little off target, looking for the running back Taua, and it sets up 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, do you see Etling talking to Taua? But Etling had a lane, so I think that was Taco Charlton who had that pass rush move up the field. Etling could have ran it, but of course he wanted to get that throw a little bit off target. But that's one thing to keep an eye on as well. Etling's not as mobile as Perkins, so if the defense is thinking that same way, well, use your legs and find a way to show them how mobile you are.
He started 0 for 3. He settled in nicely here. Remember, Bryce Perkins expected to start the second half and lead the Panthers the rest of the way. 3rd down and 8. Etling feels the pressure. Nice throw. It's Siosi Mariner again. Out near midfield. Mariner brought in all 8 targets for 95 yards last week. He's got 20 on that grab there.
And he stepped up huge. There's been some injuries at receiver, so Siosi Mariner says, okay, league of opportunity, yes, I'll take it. So he crosses the DB's face, and he gets ready for that contact. But Siosi Mariner is a big-bodied receiver, but he's becoming an even more trusted player for either quarterback who's out on the field.
They're hoping to get Marcus Sims back next week in this building. Mariner today 3 for 37, again as their top target. This is McCrary. Sifts his way forward for 3.
And we're seeing some of these big plays, but we haven't seen this against Birmingham, and part of it goes to the change in defensive coordinator. Corey Chamblin is getting a chance to call the plays, has the official title now. But one thing I'm looking forward to is what will this do moving forward? Will this defense find their identity with their new DC, or will it be more of what we saw last week, a loss, and even the week before, giving up 28 points, a season high?
Yeah, keep in mind, John Chavis was their defensive coordinator for back-to-back championships in the USFL. Here's Etling. Again, they bring the heat. He spits it out. McCrary was on it for a second. The ball is still loose, has not been blown dead. A flag is down on the other side of the field, and now there's a pileup.
3rd down. Michael, defensive hold number 7, Birmingham. On the field, we had a backwards pass recovered by the offense, and we've got a flag down. All right, good. Number 7, defense. All right, so we're attacking on here from the end of the run. It's going to be a 1st down. You had 7, right, Rod? Okay.
Holding number 7, defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
It's on TJ Carter, former Memphis Tiger and TCU Horned Frog.
Also the guy who had that big time hit a few series ago. So one big time play, one play you gotta recover from.
That was pretty wild. Elijah Sullivan walks off the field for the Stallions.
And I get that it was negated, but this looked to me like Etling, of course, thought it was a forward pass. Risky play. With that hand injured as well, you're thinking, okay, how do I get the ball where I want it to go? Negated play, but I get the desire to try and make a big play. But you have to protect the ball a little bit better in a scenario like that.
Playing with fire there, and you got to wonder how psychologically it affects the quarterback if you know that this could be your last drive. Etling again flushed. Fires. Mariners open. He's got it. Touchdown Panthers. A 46-yard dot from Danny Etling.
Josie Mariner is picking up where he left off. 8 catches, 97 yards last week. This week, this big touchdown. I was on the field before the game. I walked by him. This dude is every bit of 6'4", a tall, long, lanky receiver, but he's confident. He had a sense of swag beside him and within him. And so what I love is that he's taking advantage of his opportunity. Right here, you see that play fake. You have to have time for a play like this to work. Bad eyes by the defense again. We talk about it. New defensive coordinator. What are you going through in practice? How do you help adjust with what they're doing? This could prove costly, not just this week, but moving forward for the Birmingham Stallions.
Skip Holtz told us we need practice. They went over to Arlington High School Thursday to get a live simulation in with all the changes on defense. Panthers going for one from the 2-yard line. They're not going to get it. Etling is lassoed down. It's TJ Carter, who has had an active first half, but still a double-digit lead for the Panthers on the road.
Josie Mariner is elite, and he's taking advantage of the opportunity. Nice Etling getting the ball out. Mariner finding the rock, finding the end zone. 16-6.
Yes! Hey, hold on.
It's brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. Bring your color to life with the very best paint. And Progressive Insurance, the right call to protect your home and car. Visit progressive.com. Rodney Scott's Whole Hog Barbecue, born out of a friendship between Rodney Scott and Nick Bahakis, and one of the best stops on the Birmingham barbecue tour if you're down here in the Magic City. So far, it's been all Panthers. Josie Mariner's on the field with Stormy.
Yeah, not barbecue, but somebody who's been cooking out here today. Josie Mariner, he got 84 yards in the first half today, had 97 a week ago. What has gotten into you in your game the past 2 weeks?
Well, first I want to give honor to my Heavenly Father. You know, without him, none of this is possible. But just the strength of the culture believe in me, my teammates believe in me. You know, having guys that have your back, it makes it easier to run to a wall for those kind of guys.
We talk so much about this being the league of opportunity. How much do you feel like you're taking hold of the opportunity here?
I was trying to be where my feet at. You know, I thank God for the UFL. The UFL accepted me with open arms, so with the Michigan Panthers. So to be where my feet at, you know, observe getting opportunity all in and whatnot, but I'm thankful for it.
Keep having fun. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Drew?
Thanks, Stormy. A Mariner was running at least 25 or 30 knots on that touchdown grab. There's Kane, and he's going nowhere. Stopped inside the 30. Time for today's ZOA Big Dwayne Energy Spotlight.
And it's been all about the defense, led by defensive coordinator Colin Bauer, but led by the players on the field. Garrett Marino, UAB grad, comes in for the sack. And then you see on the edge, Bryce Tornaden beating a tight end. And then 11, Javen White making the big-time sack. And so this defense is making plays all levels of the ball.
Come on, guys, keep it up. It's a good play on that one, babe. Keep it up. You all right? Look like you got dung. No, you're good. Good. Let's go, babe. Let's go. Cover this, baby. Cover it.
All the energy on Mike Nolan's sideline with the Panthers. Martinez complete to Amari Rogers. A gain of 5 on first down. The Stallions went 5 plays, 67 yards, and scored a touchdown on their first drive. Since then, 12 plays, just 22 yards.
And one team looks inspired, one team doesn't. I was talking to Mike Nolan on the field before the game, and he said that before this game, this morning at the team hotel, he had each of the players go around and talk about your why. Why are you playing this game? If it's a throwaway game, you don't talk about it that way. He says, man, this game means something. This is why you put on the pads in training camp. You play to win.
Marable in motion, 2nd and 6. Martinez floats it that way. Marable makes the catch for a short gain. There is a flag down in the backfield.
C.J. Marable. Penalty marker on the play.
We have a completed pass for a half-yard gain. We got a flag down here. What's that? Number 77, so we're going to take that. So it'll still be 2nd down, 15 yards. Face mask.
Personal foul, face mask, number 77. Offense, 15-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Stallions DB Madre Harper here with me. This is not the Stallions defense we're used to seeing, but we know you've also switched defensive coordinators. Can you just explain to us how different the communication has been since that switch was made?
I mean, I don't think it has anything to do with the coordinators. I think it's just being us, just not being detailed and not just being locked in, thinking like, you know, hey, like, I know we're going to the playoffs and I know this game, quote unquote, doesn't matter, but it does matter. And we just need to be more locked in on ourselves. I know the season drains on you, it rains on you, but you got to stay locked in. I think it's just the details from us. It's not coaches or anything.
So as far as the looks and everything, nothing too different today?
No, sir, nothing too different. Same team. We just got to be more detailed. We just got to be more locked in. We got to get some more energy.
Thanks, Madre.
No problem.
Well, it's been all Panthers after the Stallions scored the first touchdown today, a 16-0 run. Marable makes the one-handed catch, but that's a short gain on 2nd and 21. Nate Brooks on the stop for Michigan.
Still feels like, Cole, that pocket is getting condensed in different ways, whether it's from the inside, on the outside, 4-man rush blitz. What are you seeing?
Yeah, same thing. I went back through the previous drive, all the pressures that we saw, thinking that maybe this is something schematic. Birmingham's just not on yet. And you've got a center that just missed a pop or fan call. He's got to come out and get the edge defender. A tight end gets beat. A tackle gets beat. It's a variety of things that are problematic for this protection right now for the Stallions, Acho.
Empty for Martinez, 3rd and 12. Left side looking for Rodgers. Not close. Brooks in coverage. 4th down.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. All right. Why'd you go to the left over the right?
They rotated that. They rotated towards the 52 side, yeah.
You went over the 25?
Yeah.
He's just got to push it in and run the corner out. Shooting ourselves.
I can bring it down flatter.
Well, we got to get this thing going.
I know it.
We got to get it going. I mean, shit, we're going to find ourselves in the room.
Well, it's gone from bad to worse. This is their first 3 and out, their 3rd consecutive punt. Wadman's boot is a high one. Wright watches it, and that'll settle just outside the 15-yard line. Hey, coming up next on Fox, the Brahmas take on the Battlehawks. A preview of next week's conference championship. Winner hosts it. And tomorrow, Renegades Defenders starting at noon Eastern on ABC. Roughnecks Showboats winner gets the #1 pick. That's at 7 Eastern on Fox.
And Cole, we were just listening in to Skip Holtz and Adrian Martinez. I sense a little bit of, not necessarily frustration, but seeing how this thing isn't going well. What do you sense?
There's frustration everywhere. You got offensive linemen chunking helmets down here. O-line coach is currently yelling in at an official. Adrian Martinez, I think his reaction after that last throw kind of told it to you right there. This team just not in sync right now.
Meanwhile, Panthers firing on all cylinders. That's Nate McCrary. Picks up maybe 1 on 1st down.
And not to be lost on us, Adrian Martinez is likely going to be the MVP of this league. This defense is shutting down the MVP of the league. It's a big statement.
And if this continues, Sam, it'd be 2 weeks in a row heading into the playoffs where Martinez has not played very well.
And not only Martinez, also the defense hasn't played well. It's almost been across the board.
Etling's been dialed in after that first drive. That throw is a little too tall for Gunnar Oaks, the 6'4" tight end. One of 3 tight ends dressed for the Panthers today, and now a little life for the Stallions defense.
Yeah, and though that pass was a little bit overthrown, I actually been extremely impressed with Danny Etling this week compared to last week. He's almost getting into a better rhythm after missing several weeks in the middle of the season.
He's still got that left hand wrapped. Missed a couple weeks after starting back-to-back games. Now starting a 2nd game in a row after returning, but expect to see Bryce Perkins in the 2nd half for Michigan. Play clock's at 3. 4-man rush for Birmingham. Etling's throw is incomplete. Devin Ross had it for a moment. The former Colorado Buffalo couldn't squeeze it, and with 2:34 left, Stallions get the ball back.
Big time stop by Birmingham. And you talk about wanting to get momentum back in your favor. If it's the players on the field that are making the plays and it's not the coordinators or any changes, then you have to make plays like that. Even if it's someone else making a mistake, be in your spot, do your job, and then let that defense lead to special teams. Amari Rogers, former Green Bay Packer, back there to return this punt.
Probably the best punt returner in the UFL this season, #1 in yards, averaging almost 14 a pop. Brock Miller, the punter, gets it away. It's a low end over end that'll give Rogers a lot of space if he can field it. Just inside his 30. Rogers tripped up and out of bounds near the 40-yard line. With exactly 2 minutes left in the second quarter, we take the warning. And the Stallions a chance at a make it, take it. Can they score and get the ball first in the third?
Stallions going to be reevaluated at halftime. Had an ice pack on that right knee a little bit earlier. So Matt Caskey has gone to left tackle for the Stallions. He actually played some left guard in this game for the Stallions the last time that they met the Michigan Panthers. But we got protection issues all over the place for the Stallions. Guys were having to rotate offensive linemen, moving some different pieces around. A lot of different reasons that this offense struggling to get things going through the air.
Nicole, they only dressed 7 offensive linemen. Marcus Baugh, as you said, is the emergency offensive lineman, the tight end who could shift over. But 3 sacks already for the Panthers on the MVP favorite Adrian Martinez, who starts this drive rolling out to his right. Sack number 4. Javen White, second of the first half.
And I understand that Javen White did not start the season at linebacker, but sometimes negatives can lead to positive. He's a former safety, had to switch positions. Well, a safety, what does that mean? That means you have speed. What better person to be spying a quarterback than a defensive back? And so Javen White has made the most of every single opportunity, but because of an injury to a star player, he's made the most of his opportunity.
Acho, after that sack, 11 plays, 22 yards of offense for the Stallions in the second quarter. Just 2 first downs, and now a pre-snap flag.
Get your options here. We have a false start. We have a 10-second runoff option. Yeah. 63 over here on the right side. Yeah, 63. False start number 63. Yeah, I mean, it could have been the other side. Either one works.
Yes, he would like the runoff. Yes.
Yes. So they want the timeout. Then we got to check here.
No timeout. Let the 10 seconds run off.
We will subtract 10. We'll go to 1 minute and 10 seconds.
Pick it up already? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, the runoff.
False start number 63. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Second down. This foul qualifies for a 10-second subtraction. Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 1 minute, 12 seconds.
They started this drive with 2 minutes left in the second quarter. They've lost 7 yards and 48 seconds.
Yeah. Ready.
With 1 minute to play in the second quarter, Martinez checks it down. It's Marlon Williams with a head of steam. It's lifted off the earth as he goes down at the 36. A gain of 13. Kendrick Whitehead.
Yeah, they're like a big-time hit by Kendrick Whitehead, the 5'10", 200-pounder out of Delaware, the former Blue Hen. He's a free safety who rotates in, but plays like that will have him stay in the game more often.
Stallions have 3 timeouts, haven't used one yet with 30 seconds left in this first half. Martinez lobs it out of bounds. C.J. Marable, the running back, closest to it.
And it's 4th down, but what's a little bit different about the last 2 minutes of the first half and second half is that clock will stop. It will not run, which will give time.
All right. What's that?
I see it on tape. I didn't see it there.
All right. Dallas. Yeah. Dallas. Don't take the sack there.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, we're going backwards. Like all of a sudden we're second and 20. You know what I mean? Just throw. You got a flat center right in front of you. Throw it over his head. You got a corner on the sideline over here. Throw it over. Hope running into. There you go. But it might be running into, not roughing.
All right, so
hey, I'm working running
holds.
into number 47 of the defense. Running into. Yep. So they're going to still be short, or they can take the result. 47. They want to go again and force it. Okay, so it's going to be 4th and 5, number 47.
running into the kicker, number 47, receiving team. 5-yard penalty, replay 4th down.
So that's newly signed inside linebacker Bumper Pool. And I love the aggression, but you don't want that penalty in that situation. Bumper Pool, if he would have been there all season long, okay, you have your special teams coordinator. We work on this drill, work on the block point, 11 yards from where the ball is snapped. But he wasn't there. He just signed last Wednesday. And so he's getting reps because of all the injuries. Noah Dawkins is out. Frank Ginda is out. So Bumper Pool has had to step in, not just on defense, but also on special teams.
He was an answer on Jeopardy?
I just saw it.
2018?
He was also an answer on Jeopardy.
All right.
Stormy has a story on Bumper Pool's name.
I like how we put that he was an answer and not a question, too. That is correct. A high and short punt. That'll die at the 15. With 6 seconds left in this first half, the Stallions will start with the football in the 3rd.
Stormy, can I ask you that story on how Bumper Pool got his name?
Sure, yes. So I covered Bumper Pool in a bowl game a couple years ago at Arkansas, and I asked him about the name because what a perfect name for a defensive player, by the way. He said that his dad, Jeff, I guess when he was in high school back in the day, had the idea when he was actually playing Bumper Pool billiards. Thought, what a cool name would that be for my son? Time goes on, he meets his wife, they have a child. The wife's like, I don't know, I've got some reservations about this. Somehow, Jeff talks her into it. They say, okay, Bumper it is. And his middle name is James, though, just in case he ever wanted to change it. But he's embraced it.
It's a great story, Stormy. He's more than a name, too. All-time leading tackler at Arkansas with 441. His Michigan Panthers scored the last 16 points of that first half, Sam. Are you surprised by this?
I'm not surprised. They're playing inspired football. They're playing like a team that's won 5 straight. And then Birmingham, on the other hand, is playing like a team that just lost and is going through some changes. Cole, I'm up here. You're down there. What do you see, feel, and hear?
There's a lot of communication issues on this Birmingham sideline. There's some frustration, some aggression. I just don't think they're on the same page.
Called you to serve your country?
Just so many great benefits. Just a great call to serve. Great country.
What can you guys share with us about your role and what you do in the Army?
So I'm a military police officer. So I'm anything a normal law enforcement officer would do, and just on a military base, and it's the best job in the world.
How about you?
I'm an 88-mile truck driver, and so I'll drive the convoys, transport soldiers wherever they need to be.
It's awesome. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you being out here on the field with us, and thank you so much for your service and sacrifice.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Drew?
All right, Stormy, always one of the highlights of our broadcasts every weekend. Folks, we got Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Final tonight on ABC and ESPN+. It's the Panthers hosting the Rangers at 8 Eastern. Not the Michigan Panthers, the Florida Panthers. They lead 3-2, looking to get to their 2nd straight Stanley Cup Final. Speaking of postseason action, college football playoff expansion is here. 2024, expanding to 12 teams. Got the top 5 conference champs, 7 at large. The 4 highest ranked conference champions get those top 4 seeds. And the higher seeds host games on campus. And for more on a busy college football offseason, check this out. Stallions had won 15 in a row heading into last week. Now in jeopardy of losing their 2nd consecutive game. And Sam Acho, I mean, I think a lot of people might be surprised by this score. I know you're not. Why is that?
Well, some of it you call it inside information. We know that they've gone through some defensive changes to their staff. That's a big deal, number one. Number two, we saw a Michigan team that's won 5 straight, and that's building confidence. And so with the defensive changes on one end and the other team that has that momentum going into the playoffs, that's why I'm not overly surprised by this beginning of the half.
Yeah, the Panthers officially the hottest team in the United Football League, and they look like it in the first half here at Protective Stadium. Let's take a look at today's first half stats brought to you by Progressive. Total yards for the Panthers after a shaky start on that first drive, Etling and company, they were humming.
Oh, they were moving, and you talked about that first drive, but even with that shaky start, there was a fumble that Jay Sternberger crawled and stretched and reached to recover after a big play. And so this second half will be really a tale of who wants to play, because NFL scouts are watching this tape, and the players on the field know that. They want to put good stuff on tape.
The Stallions elected to defer at the start of the game, so they start with it in the third, and that is a big mistake by Michigan to start.
Kickoff out of bounds. Taking team number 38, ball placed at the 4-yard line.
Goes to the 40 as Jake Bates kicks it out of bounds. Cole, what'd you hear in the Birmingham locker room?
I'll tell you this first and foremost, very calm in that Birmingham locker room. Not a lot of guys pointing fingers, not a lot of yelling at each other. Heard Coach Holtz talk about the run game, wants to get that going and identify the safeties a little bit more quickly in the passing game. Of course, protection a cause of concern. And defensively, they brought up 3-4 plays, Acho, that they thought were the story of that first half. And a couple 3-and-outs in the second half, they feel like they can replicate that here in half number 2.
Well, what better way to start than a 50-yard right at midfield? Maybe take a shot early.
They started midfield, one of the rules that makes it so crucial to avoid kicking it out of bounds. Martinez evading the rush and just steps out. A loss of almost 10 yards on first down. Stormy, what'd you hear in the Michigan locker room?
Well, and that right there, the scrambling ability of Adrian Martinez, although for a loss there, defensive coordinator Colin Bauer said we have to continue to keep him in the pocket, bring that pressure on the front end, keep making life hard on them on the back end. But he said it's communication that this is going to come down to. It makes all the difference. They've made mistakes when we have been communicating. When we haven't communicated properly, that's when they've been making plays.
And you talked about a loss of 10. That's a sack. So Breland Speaks, he actually took a great angle. He was the closest defender. So all defensive ends, pass rushers, if you're the closest guy when he loses yards, that counts as a sack.
Breland Speaks adds to his total, which already leads the league. Martinez using his feet again, this time up the middle. He's back near midfield. It'll be a gain of 10, so 3rd and 9 coming up as Javen White makes the tackle. That is Martinez's first rush of the game. He entered as the top rusher in the league. 49 carries for 487 yards and 3 scores.
But this is exactly what Adrian Martinez did when in their first matchup in the second half. Cole and I were talking about this earlier. He took it up the middle.
Atlanta, 12, Atlanta. Omaha. Ready.
Stallions converted their first 2 third downs. They've missed their last 4. Looking for Rodgers. Some contact and pass interference. It's going to go on Tornado.
Got DPI White 3.
Full 15.
DPI White 3, full 15.
Pass interference number 3. Defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
You can see Bryce Tornado arguing, saying, I got my head back, head around. Yes, he tried to get his head around, but before he got his head around, there was contact. So great ball by Adrian Martinez, underthrown so that Amari Rodgers could actually try and come back to the ball and puts the defense in a compromised position. So underthrows actually are good in that scenario.
Tough assignment for the linebacker Tornado in coverage on Rodgers. A little screen leads to a nice gain for Kevin Austin Jr. That was just the 3rd play in opponent territory all day for this Birmingham offense. A gain of 9, 2nd and short.
But Acho, I love the screen. That's what we talked about. A little bit of variety on offense. It felt like it was just straight drop back the entire first half.
And notice how they're going quick snap to see what the coverage is, and then Skip Holtz is talking to his quarterback, telling him the coverage.
Payton even. Ready.
Giddy up for the Stallions offense. Here's Marable. And a first down brings them into the red zone.
Drew, was one of the things I told Acho going into this game. I was most interested to see how much misdirection Birmingham would try to give this defense. That was a big part of it right there. These Michigan linebackers fly all over the place. But how complicated did you want this game plan to be? How diverse did you want it to be, knowing you're going to get this same team on this same field in a week?
Exactly. That's a question. What do you want to keep in the cupboard and not unveil before the game that really matters next week?
Ready!
3 minutes into this third quarter, Stallions still on the initial drive. Marable finds a seam. Marable toward the goal line. Touchdown, Stallions. A 20-yard jaunt for C.J. Marable.
I was talking to the Stallions special teams coach before the game, and he's been in the NFL before. We were together in Tampa Bay, and I said, if you're going back to the NFL, if there's one or two guys you could bring, who would it be? He said it would be C.J. Marable, but look at these tackles that are pulling. Notice there's been some injuries. Boom, 76, pulled. You have another inside player pulling. That creates the space for Marable, and so great job by the O-line, but also great patience by C.J. Marable.
That was Darius Harper, their backup left tackle, playing for DeLauro. Trying to make this a three-point game. Rodgers, they fake it to him. Martinez on the keeper. 1 point conversion is good. So the Stallions on their first drive of the game and their first drive of the second half, they score 6.
Big time play. You look at this nice run by Marable, finding the end zone, and then going for that 2-point conversion. Adrian Martinez keeps the ball, finds the end zone, score.
Number on the front side. All right, back here at Protective Stadium. I got Coach D, the offensive line coach, going through that counter play. So we got a little misdirection. Darius Harper, you pulled around. Tell me what you saw. Tell me how you finished it.
Well, first I saw my guard. He had a nice kick out, so I squeezed up in the middle. I had to put my eyes on the backer, seeing him came down, so took him, kicked him out. Our running back came through.
There you go. Cole, you said you want to see you run the ball more, right?
What's up?
You want to run the ball more?
Oh, sure, why not?
Well, I just saw you yelling and throwing your helmet a minute ago.
Oh, that was wrong guy. Wrong guy.
Appreciate it.
Cole, I'm not sure I believe him.
I definitely don't believe him.
His line coach just sold him out, said it was him, so we're good. But I can tell you guys, this group was as fired up as I've seen them this entire football game. They want to run the football. They want this game to be on them. And Sam, we talked about it. A little misdirection there for the first time for the Stallions.
And the different way to play that when the tackle pulls, a different way for that guard to block it.
Chris Blewett kicks it away. Terry Wright on the return for the Panthers. He spins out past the 30, where a new quarterback will take over for Michigan. Etling was sensational in the first half. Bryce Perkins was sensational in the second half last week, leading them to a comeback win at Houston.
Yeah, Bryce Perkins has been everything to this offense. In his limited time, he's extremely efficient, he's confident, and the game seems slow to him. And so you'll notice his decision-making ability, whether he's a runner or as a passer. You notice precision and touch. I've been extremely impressed by Bryce Perkins the last several weeks.
All those numbers you saw were in the second half. 2 rushing touchdowns in the fourth quarter to erase a 10-point deficit heading to the final 15 minutes. They start with a handoff and a flag in the backfield around the 30. Yeah. McCrary got the carry.
Holding, number 61. Offense, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
It's the center, Noah Johnson.
So you never want to start off going backwards, but one thing about Bryce Perkins that I've enjoyed, and he played 2 years at Virginia, 7,000 total yards, but 1,600 rushing yards in those 2 years, is how he keeps his offense calm. No matter if they're going forward or backward, he has a calming presence about him.
He finished his college career at Virginia. That was after stops at Arizona State, where he didn't play, and Arizona Western Junior College led the Matadors to the JUCO National Championship. His first throw is on 1st and 20. This is what makes him really special. Using his legs, evades one tackle, stays in bounds. That is a quarterback, folks, and he picks up just a couple yards on first down. Daniel Isom, the cornerback, on the tackle.
And not only that, not only does he stay in bounds, look at it. So the pocket breaks down, he evades, gets a stiff arm, but he seeks contact, right? He's 6'2", 217, but he seeks contact. That's one thing I love about him. And of course, you don't want every quarterback to do that, but he's playing with this newfound love for the game.
Seeking contact, very generous phrasing there by Acho.
How would you say it? How would you define it?
Not afraid of contact. I might give him that.
Okay, respect.
They gave him 5 on first down. Empty set on 2nd and 15. He throws. That's risky. A.J. Thomas got a piece. Former Western Michigan Bronco. 3rd and 15 coming.
So the pocket breaks down again. That's one thing we've seen a little bit for this Michigan Panthers team. Steps up, ball's a little bit behind, and that's why it was able to be tipped.
Thomas enters with 3 interceptions, which is tied with Kai Nakua of the Panthers for most in the UFL.
Acho not going to help these tackles either. Empty formation for the Panthers.
And not only empty formation, but it's 3rd long, obvious pass situation.
Got a mobile quarterback, 3rd and 15. Perkins spins out of trouble. He's carrying it with his left hand, switches to the right. Pass at 35, stays on his feet, and he is close. He'll be short by about 1.5 yards. Kiava Tizzino finally made the tackle. What's the call here, Sam?
I'm punting if it was my Michigan.
All right, let's punt it.
Saw Bryce Perkins actually waving off saying, no, I want us to be on the field. I like the call for punting. You've been in control of the game the entire game. You go for it on 4th and 1. You don't get it. Mind you, they tried it, I think it was last week or the week before, excuse me. They didn't get it on a 4th and short. Now the other team gets the ball in scoring territory. So rely on your defense, punt the ball, you'll be okay.
If they go for it and don't get it here, that'd be danger zone. The Stallions feeling great after their touchdown to start this 3rd quarter. Rodgers calls for the fair catch and has it at the 15. Check out Vulcan. Looking over Homewood here in the Magic City. By the lightweight title main event, Islam Makhachev defending his belt against former champ Dustin Poirier. The main card begins 10 Eastern on pay-per-view with the prelims on ESPN2 and ESPN Deportes. Order the main card in English and Spanish. Go to ESPNplus.com/PPV. Skip Holtz and Adrian Martinez after that last touchdown drive.
I want you to read to whichever side the linebacker's trying to walk out. They roll the nickel out head up. The linebacker splits the difference. That 19 is wide open on your left. That's a one-step throw. I'm not trying to run you. I'm trying to give us options with it.
We heard those conversations throughout the first half when Martinez took 4 sacks and the Stallions, after scoring on their first drive, really sputtered.
And you can tell Skip Holtz wants Adrian Martinez to get the ball out quicker.
Ocean, ready.
Here's our first look at Larry Roundtree, former Mizzou Tiger. Their all-time leading rusher by a running back. Roundtree getting some extra snaps today with no Ricky Person. Gain of 5, Sean Mahone on the stop. Injured Panther, it is Mahone. Former West Virginia Mountaineer.
As we're looking at Sean walk off the field, I just go back to what Skip Holtz was saying, Adrian Martinez, about not using your legs as much in scenarios where the pass is there. So it's almost this encouragement of, hey, I know you want to be electric. We don't need it every single time. Take what the defense is giving you.
Here we go. We got laser. Texas on. I want it.
It's Roundtree again, trying to bounce it. He was in trouble early, speaks in pursuit, and he wrangles him down on the sideline.
And goes back to being in position. But hey, Cole, you have something on that running back rotation.
Well, a lot of people will probably look at it and see how Ricky Persons played for Birmingham this year and say, why is this guy down? Why is he not up? Coach Holtz told the 3 running backs, Roundtree, Person, and CJ Marable, one of the 3 of you are going to sit out for the next 3 games. That was 3 games ago. This is the 3rd game. So it's essentially just Ricky Persons' turn to sit out. Now, Coach Holtz told us that Person probably going to be up next week, and they'll make a decision between Marable and Roundtree who gets to go for that playoff game.
And part of the reason for that is you want to get film of all these guys. All these guys are playing for the playoffs, but also playing to get back to the NFL. They want to put something on tape.
3rd and 4. Martinez from the empty set. Pass deflected at the line of scrimmage. Guess who? Garrett Marino. He played his college football at UAB when they were still over at Legion Field. He likes these new digs, Protective Stadium.
And have yourself a day, Garrett Marino. So Garrett Marino didn't play last week, but this week, even weeks before when he was healthy, dominant. But then this week you're seeing PBUs, tackles for loss at critical times. And so as you build that confidence, it's really helpful for the rest of his team.
3rd 3 and out today for the Stallions. They bring out Wadman. Right, again, the return man for the Panthers with some space. Makes one man miss. Right, dragged down in plus territory. It's Roundtree, the running back, on the tackle after return of 15. Let's check in with Stormy.
Well, remember in the UFL, we also talked plenty of betting. Not Roundtree, but another running back. I did have a best bet on today, Nate McCrary. We knew without Wes Hills, without Matt Colburn, that he was going to be the featured back. 3 yards away from getting the over on McCrary today. I was hoping it would be a rocking chair first half win, but apparently we got to wait a little bit longer there. Also, looking ahead to the game later on today, San Antonio, we talk about it, death, taxes, and unders with San Antonio. 6 straight for them, cashing the under in multiple games at margin. And then also, it looks like Arlington and DC, I feel like Arlington is the better team in that matchup. They should have won the first time that these 2 teams played. They were up 10 with less than 2 minutes to go and weren't able to win it.
San Antonio held this Birmingham team to just 9 points last week. Stallions' first loss in over a calendar year. Toa Taua going nowhere for the Panthers to start this drive.
And it seems like this Birmingham Stallions defense is playing more inspired football, almost going back to what they were talking to on the sideline with Cole about, hey, it's not about our coaches, it's about us. That mentality has to be the staple of this defense today and going into the playoffs.
By the way, can you believe Michigan gave it to Taua instead of McCrary right after Stormy's betting segment? Come on.
Ready, stop.
Perkins on 2nd and 10, running all the way. Hurdles a man at the 30 and upended. TJ Carter just clipped him, a gain of 18 for Perkins.
What we heard from offensive coordinator Marcel Belfoy is that they can call more design quarterback runs with Bryce Perkins. This is another one. This is the 3rd or 4th in the last several weeks of design QB runs. Why? Because he sees the field as if he's a running back. He sets up blocks. He hurdles defenders. And so not every quarterback has that type of dynamism. Bryce Perkins does.
He's got running back in his family history. His older brother Paul was a great one at UCLA and then for the New York Giants. On first down, the handoff again is to Taua. Let's go back to that Perkins flip. Yeah, he might be injured.
No, I ain't for the pub, but it's locking on there. Huh?
You see Danny Etling warming up again, potentially to go back in the game.
Quarterback injuries, nothing new for the Panthers this season. They've won games with 4 different quarterbacks. Etling was really good in the first half, too, building that 16-6 lead at half.
And he did it multiple ways. You saw him here. Great patience going through his progression. Then he does it patience now running the football as a quarterback. And then evading the rush, finding your receiver. Every way you can get scores, Danny Etling did it. So now he's going to get his opportunity again, not rotating, back in the game.
Went 8 of 16 for a $130 and a touchdown, 3 carries, 31 yards, and another score. He hands it to Tawa on second down. It'll set up 3rd and short.
And one of the benefits, too, is, as crazy as this might sound, is that Danny Etling is coming off of injury himself. And so the more time he can get in this offense and get in a rhythm could make it clearer for the coaches on who's going to be the starter next week.
Big 3rd down here, just outside the red zone. 3 seconds on the timer. Motion man is Samson Nakua. They hand it off McCrary. There's Stormy's prop, and there's a touchdown for Michigan. There is a penalty marker.
We have an illegal shift.
Near the
team
25.
never completely got set.
Yeah, 86 never got set. Yeah. He got over here and just went in motion.
It's going to still be 3rd down after a 5-yard penalty.
Illegal shift. Offense, not all 11 players got set. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
And you see Nakua coming across in motion. But when you go into motion like that, you have to get set, especially if anyone else is motioning. That's why there's that penalty.
Wipes off a 21-yard touchdown. Samson and Kai Nakua, the brothers of Puka Nakua, Rams wide receiver, had one of the best rookie seasons in NFL history for a while now. Now 3rd and 8. Etling to throw over the middle. It's a dart. It's complete. It's a 1st down. Devin Gray to the 15-yard line.
I love the confidence that's coming back in Danny Etling. Notice the pocket is clean, and Cole, it's been impressive how, yes, there's a little bit of pressure, but not as much pressure as we've seen in weeks past.
It just shows you the poise of Danny Etling, something he's had for a long time. Not afraid to take a hit, got a lot of toughness, no matter where he's been playing quarterback.
That was the first pass of the drive after 4 consecutive runs. This drive started with Bryce Perkins. Hopefully we'll get an update on him. We go back to the ground with McCrary, who scored the touchdown, which was wiped away. Let's check in on Stormy, because Stormy, you had your prop bet and then the penalty wiped it away.
This is why in sports, in life, in betting, you just can't get too excited. You just, until there are no flags on the ground, until nothing happens, you can't get excited. This is the world that I live in, gentlemen.
Can't have nice things. There you see Bryce Perkins still moving a little bit gingerly. Right now, Danny Etling has this offense moving. 3 minutes left in the 3rd. Tawa's back in at running back. Etling looks, completes, down to the 10-yard line. It's Trey Quinn, former SMU Mustang, now playing against the Stallions. 3rd down coming up.
And one thing that Mike Nolan had said is that the reason Danny Etling has gotten to start the last few weeks is that he was the starter when E.J. Perry went down, and he's earned that trust from the team. And so now that he's back, no matter how anyone else has been playing, let's give him that opportunity. Now he's getting it, looking great so far.
Perry and Brian Lewerke has also started. Marcel Belfoy, their offensive coordinator, told us he went to the quarterback room and said, hey, we got a chance to win games with 4 different quarterbacks. That's pretty rare. It'd be pretty cool. Etling's pass is complete. It's Quinn again, and he's dropped inside the 5 with a 1st down and goal. Damon Lloyd on the stop.
Quinn with the reception. The gain to the 4.
Cole, so there's something seems different this half than last. What are you seeing down there?
Well, I think for Birmingham, a little bit less pressure, more reliant on that defensive line to be able to get into the backfield. But since Danny Etling's come in, the ball's getting out on time. That's the difference.
Trey Quinn made back-to-back catches. Those were his first 2 of the game. Sets up the 9th play of the drive. A 1st and goal. Nakua, the motion man, again and again. A flag.
23.
Part of the snap, false start, number 73. Offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
That's the left guard, Jacob Burton. Their 6th penalty for 50 yards today.
And Jacob Burton, 73 right there in the middle. He's a mauler. I would say he's their best offensive lineman. He moves a half a second early. And sometimes those linemen, you know what the snap count is. So you're trying to anticipate it and get a jump on the defense. That time he got caught.
You're not trying to, you are.
There it is, there it is. We're trying not to get caught.
Yeah.
Or get called for it. What do y'all say? It's not a holding if it didn't get called?
Every time.
Pushes him back 5. Etling keeps it after the RPO. Dumps it down. Nice tackle. The tight end, Hicatini, caught it inside the 5.
IDPI got 71 and 63 downfield, 5 yards.
Ineligible player downfield, number 71. Offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Penalties really starting to stack up now for the Panthers.
Well, this happened to them a few weeks ago, and so you have this zone read play with an option to pass, but the issue is offensive linemen cannot go more than 3 yards down the field. If it's a run, then you're fine, but if it's a pass, you're more than 3 yards down the field.
72.
If it's a pass and you're more than 3 yards down the field, then it's a penalty. And 72, Okorafor, it's the same thing that happened to him a few weeks ago.
That's the right tackle and the 3rd penalty of this drive. So they're going the wrong direction here. Still 1st and goal now outside the 10. Etling gonna throw. 4-man rush. Pass incomplete. It's the running back McCrary. A little bit behind him. Had it go through his hands. 2nd down coming with under a minute to play in the 3rd.
Going back, Cole, how do you keep, because I've seen this happen a couple times with some of this RPO stuff, how do you keep, as an offensive lineman, from getting too far downfield when it could be a run play?
You don't. It's all how it's called. So depending on the play calls and how they're brought in, the offensive line is going to get a run call. So if it's 23-22, say inside zone or ISO duo, whatever it is, you're running that play. So if I got a combo up to a linebacker, I'm not going to not go to that linebacker. Now, you can tag it as an RPO and potentially hear that, know that, but that pop pass from Etling, I'm just wondering how much of that was an ad-lib on his part.
Etling with some time. Scans, looking, end zone, incomplete. Quinn in the area. And 3rd and goal coming up.
Well, it's interesting because it sounds like it's more on the quarterback than it is on the offensive line to get that ball out quick before they go downfield.
Acho, I ain't ever blaming an offensive lineman for a penalty, so I mean that's just not going to happen. But also, if it is, say, a combo call and the call contains both, then you're still blocking just the RPO portion of that. So you have maybe a mental 2 or 3 count before you climb to that linebacker, knowing that the ball's not going to be out before then, but obviously that one took a little bit longer.
The Panthers will wait to the 4th quarter to make a call on 3rd and goal from the 14-yard line. Leading by 3, a good 4th on tap. Stay with us. And then tomorrow, the Renegades and the Defenders. That starts at noon Eastern on ABC. Roughnecks and Showboats, 7 Eastern on Fox. We got ourselves a preview of a conference championship next week. It's the prequel, and so far the prequel's been pretty good with Michigan and Birmingham. They'll match up in this building a week from today. The Iron City Comic Con was today, so we saw some fun costumes, including some people dressed up as horses. They're ready to go. The USFL Conference Championship next week. Drew Carter, Sam Acho, Cole Kubelik, Stormy Bonantoni with you at Protective Stadium. It's 3rd and goal for Michigan. Danny Etling feels the pressure, throws to the end zone. It's caught by Siosi Mariner. For now, it's a touchdown. We'll check the penalty markers. Already 3 penalties on this drive for the Panthers.
Result of the play is a touchdown.
Holding, number 79. Offense, 10-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
To left tackle, Jared Horst.
Yeah, and Jared Horst has struggled. You see him right there. He struggled the last several weeks with speed, but also with inside moves. Right here, it's a power move. That edge is given up easily. He has no chance or no choice but to try and hold. And so he has to have a better set. It's called opening the door. He pretty much opens the door and lets the defensive end just run right around the edge.
It's the second time a penalty has wiped out a touchdown on this drive for Michigan, which has now taken over 7 minutes. And ends up with a 3rd and goal from the 24-yard line. They'll keep it on the ground. Toa cuts it back. Another flag behind the play.
Josiah, hold the spot. Yeah, we got 73.
Gotta be 73, guys.
Yeah, we're going to take it back. Holding number 73. It'll be 3rd down.
Holding number 73. Offense, 10-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Dude, they're about to be out of field goal range pretty soon.
Well, I go to the Y, and I'm looking at this, and Jacob Burton saying, hey, where's the hold? Well, yeah, he's right there. Not the guy to the right of him, number 73, the guard. Look at him. It's fine here, but then right there when the defensive end tries to shed, that's a hold. That's a grab. I don't think it's fake. Cole, you might think so, but to me, that's holding.
I'm not going to debate that one with you, Acho. Listen, you can't do it up on the top of the shoulder pad like that. If you're going to hold a guy, get in on the breastplate, get in where you can hide it a little bit and try to disguise it. That's wide open right there for everybody to see.
But even if you're going to hold a guy, so you're taught to hold guys.
I never said that.
Oh, okay. Sound like the guy that didn't throw the helmet.
They had a 1st and goal from the 4. They end up with 3rd and goal from the 32. Mariner is chopped down just inside the 30. So after all that, it's 4th and a mile. Ike Brown on the tackle. The good news for the Panthers is they've got the best kicker in the league in Jake Bates.
One thing I'm interested to see after this kick is likely made by Bates is now that there's been some adjustments by Skip Holtz and it's working, how much do you have it continue to work now at risk of showing something maybe for next week? Or how much do you say, you know what, we know it works, let's go back to what we were doing before?
Bates hit from 39 earlier, this from 44. You know he's got the leg. And that's right on target. Doubles Michigan's lead, 19-13. This is a guy who last week was 3rd in MVP power rankings according to RJ Young. He made 3 60-plus yarders in the first 6 weeks of the season.
And one of them being that 64-yarder, 62-yarder. Jake Bates has put his name on every single special team coach's radar in the NFL. I know that because some people on our crew have coaches who are their brothers in the NFL who are special teams coordinators, and so I'm excited about the opportunity for Jake Bates, but also excited about the opportunity that this league provides for players of all different positions. As Jake Bates, who was a kickoff specialist, has now transitioned his game to more than just the kickoffs, but also field goals.
It's a guy who played a couple years of soccer at Central Arkansas. Went to the University of Arkansas, was their kickoff specialist, an All-American at that. More than 85% of his kicks were touchbacks, which was best in FBS. And he's not just powerful, he is accurate. Expect to see him playing in the NFL. Kicks it through the end zone here on a kick from his own 20-yard line. And he's already in the Hall of Fame. Kinda. The ball from his 64-yard bomb during the opening weekend of the UFL is now in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It's the 2nd longest kick in professional football history. Only Justin Tucker hit a longer one, 66 yards, in the same building, Ford Field.
And he did it to beat the St. Louis Battlehawks, which that one loss could actually end up proving monumental and consequential as they get ready to try and lock up home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
That, by the way, was his first field goal since high school.
Omaha! Ready!
Martinez keeps it and starts a Stallions drive with a 1st down run. Let's go down to Cole.
I got Jamar Smith, Matt Corral here. So we just saw a quarterback draw. Why are the Stallions draws different than most other offenses draws?
It's because we got an option to throw it. We're told our O-linemen not to go upfield as quick because their job is to pick up either that Mike or that Will. And we're going to bring that guy to him when we start running.
Okay. Walk down a little bit. He's going to hang with me for this drive, fellas. I want him to be able to see.
We got screen both sides. We got double screen both sides.
So what's your read to which one you're going to go to?
Phoenix. Right here, so he's going to numbers. Throw it to the, yeah, there we go. So it's just they got three over two over there, we're going to play to the backside. If nobody runs with the motion on the running back, you're going to throw the radar screen over there.
A lot of our viewers weren't able to see it, but just how calm Coach Holtz was at the half. What does that do for a quarterback when things aren't going your way?
That definitely helps. You know, it's never good to have, you know, all the madness going around in you and not having that one person to be there to help you, to calm everybody down. And Skip does a great job of doing that. And you know, it's always good to have someone to help you.
Tell us what you got. You can go down a little bit. I know that.
Same play. Same play.
Why does the ball sail on you like that on a quick throw?
For me personally, it's if my elbow doesn't raise. So pretty much my elbow stays the same.
You could have just gone with my arm. You could have gone with my arms too strong.
Nah, it's usually if my elbow drops in the arm, I'm trying to make up for it with my arm and it'll sail.
All right, third down here.
All right, 37 Zodiac.
Screen to the Z.
No, 37 Zodiac. We got a corner flat to the tight end, and then Zodiac we got a high-low with number 13. Let's play. They're man, so yep. Get some drive concept.
Man, I appreciate you hanging out with us, man.
Of course, thank you.
The Stallions backup quarterback Matt Corral, fellas.
That's great stuff, Cole. One of the reasons we love covering this league is the access we get, and that's Matt Corral, who was in a quarterback competition with Adrian Martinez at the start of the season, walking you through what he was seeing.
Yeah, and he started games early in the season, and that competition, it leaned in Adrian Martinez's way, but Matt Corral was playing outstanding as well when he had his opportunity.
Wadman out there again. He's had a busy day. That's a low spiral. His 6th punt of the day fielded by Terry Wright. And he's out to the 25, where the Panthers have the ball and a 6-point lead, an 8-yard return. Here in Birmingham, the Panthers trying to win the prequel to the conference championship.
How we play our game. Give me this. Give me this. Get on my field, dog. Get on my field.
That's Breland Speaks, favorite for Defensive Player of the Year. He's got another sack, 9th of the season, most in the UFL.
And I love the trash talk, but I also love how on that tackle he made on the sideline, his outside arm was free. And so once you play your technique well, you can talk all the trash you want. I love it from Breland Speaks.
Panthers start with a rock and a 6-point lead. Nate McCrary almost stepped out of that tackle to bust it. TJ Carter stops him after a gain of 4. Let's go down to Stormy.
I've got Michigan defensive coordinator Colin Bauer here. What have you guys done to make life hard on Adrian Martinez today?
Just trying to switch up and run as many different looks as we can. You know, he's great back there running the ball, throwing the ball. So trying to mix it up, allowing the D-line to get loose and play fast and give him some indecision. So it's not an easy path to get out of there.
You've talked a lot about communication. Javen White is somebody who has been doing a lot of talking today in the right way.
So, yeah, he's done a good job stepping up. All of them have too. Kai on the back end, the DBs, all stepping up. So we got a lot of new pieces out there. So they're doing their part.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
All right, Stormy. Colin Bauer, just 34 years old, came from FCS Towson last year to spring football on a recommendation from linebackers coach Christian Runza. Said he went from hearing from Mike Nolan to having the job in about an hour and a half. Safe to say they hit it off.
Yeah, there was a belief, a natural belief in one another in the system and the scheme. This is Bauer's first time calling plays as a defensive coordinator, but you can tell he's building confidence as well.
Michigan's offense out here now 4 for 9 on 3rd down today. At lane complete. First down, Cioce Mariner. And he has really stepped up the last 2 weeks without Marcus Sims.
And even the awareness that he had, so he caught that ball short of the line of scrimmage, but he didn't have his eyes off the ball. He caught it, then he turned and leaned forward, knowing exactly where the sticks were, and almost reached the ball out while still protecting it. I love that play by Cioce Mariner.
As we cross 10 minutes to play. You know, in the UFL, it ain't over till it's over, but if Michigan can put together another extended drive and end up with a touchdown, they would feel really good.
And Seosi Mariners are already feeling really good. 6 for 98 after following an 8 for 97 last week.
That time Etling looking for Trey Quinn. He wanted a flag. Etling's in disbelief. A.J. Thomas in coverage.
But one thing we talked about in the UFL, coaches are allowed to challenge. They call it the super challenge. So if you think there should have been a defensive pass interference, I think that ball was a little bit uncatchable, then you call it, you challenge it. But you have to have a timeout remaining for a play to be challenged.
It was Lorenzo Burns, former Arizona Wildcat in coverage. And good call, Sam.
He wants pass interference. Okay. Low left end zone.
Challenge a DPI here.
I've got it. I'm looking at it.
Michigan is challenging that there's a potential for defensive pass interference on the defense. Previous play is under further review.
The contact occurs with the ball in the air. That's number one. Now I'm looking at the low left end zone. Let's go to the low left end zone. There's a clear grab. You can see the jersey stretch right there. Look at the jersey stretch with the left hand. He's still... Receiver loses his feet there. With that jersey stretch, and he does take the receiver's feet away. Okay, we've got pass interference. Mike, so you heard that. We're going to go pass interference here.
Yeah, I'm tracking you.
And we're going to go 15. Yeah, we're going to go 15 from the previous spot.
Okay, and that's on number 22?
Correct.
Okay.
Pass interference number 22. Defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. Michigan is not charged a timeout. They will have no remaining super challenges for the game.
And I know I said uncatchable. Well, Dean's obviously saying, well, part of the reason it was because there was a material restriction. Trey Quinn's jersey was pulled. And so the reason that's a 15-yard variety, not the spot foul variety, is that it wasn't flagrant. If that would have been a flagrant, obvious pass interference, would have been to the spot.
I'm just surprised Blandino's hammering the Xbox in there in the Army Command Center.
Big penalty sets up first down. It's Etling. Lobbing it incomplete, trying to find Samson Nakua. Let's listen to Nolan's reaction to the pass interference call.
Oh, hey, you got to see that. You got to see that. You got to see. That's a challenge. What's that? Who grabbed his jersey? Yeah, I'm not challenging that. I'm challenging that. I'm challenging that.
Mike Nolan wasting no time after the argument, went straight for the flag.
Well, defensive-minded head coach, he's looking at everything, but especially looking at that. Jersey pull, material restriction, definite call.
A second down after the incompletion, it's McCrary. Bulldozes his way past the 45, a gain of 4 or 5, sets up third down. Marvin Wilson made the stop for Birmingham. And here's the thing about the Panthers, they're really already in field goal range. I mean, Bates can hit from here.
Guys, we are finally over on Nate McCrary's rushing yards this drive. I was getting nervous there for a minute. It was funny on the sideline. He was sitting on the bench prior to this drive. He said, they're taking away all my best runs. They're taking away all my best runs. I was like, I know, Nate, I know.
Stormy might have been more upset than he was.
It's 3rd and 6. Etling incomplete. Quinn the intended target. This is sort of no man's land. Bates has the leg to hit from here. Looks like they're going to punt. What do you think of that decision, Sam?
Yeah, I like it. Once again, you're going back to defense. There's nothing to prove right here. Your defense has been winning you the game so far. Put them back on the field to try and prove it again.
Be about a 61 or a 62-yard field goal from here. Bates has proven he can hit from there, but it still would be a risk. Brock Miller's punt skips into the end zone, and it comes out to the 25. So that's a net 19-yard punt. Midway through the 4th, Martinez.
Stadium, Stallions defensive tackle Willie Yarberry. A couple nice one-on-one wins for you that last possession. Feels like the defense been stepping up here in the second half a little bit more. What's been different?
Different. We're just coming together as one unit.
trying to win our one-on-ones at the end of the day. And I think the coach is putting together a better second half plan. And shoot, we just got to win. And that's what we're doing.
Any big difference for you guys depending on who's been at quarterback so far?
Yeah, we've been noticing that a little bit because one is a little bit more runner. But at the end of the day, we just got to get them down on the ground.
Thanks, Willie.
Yeah, no, thank you.
All right, Cole, yeah, Bryce Perkins started the second half for Michigan. Went down with an injury on his first drive. It's been Etling, and Etling's been great. Now Skip Holt's offense back on the field. Martinez to work on 1st and 10. Lobs it sideline. Incomplete. Looking for Deion Kane. Second down coming. Let's go down to Stormy.
Yeah, he's been continually, Bryce Perkins that is, been continually running up and down on the sideline, trying to work out that right hamstring, grabbing it, stretching it, doing whatever he can. He's told a few coaches, I'm good, but then he's walked and limped over, and it's you can see the passion that he has for the game. He wants to be good. He wants to be able to get back in there, but it looks like this is Danny Etling's game, guys.
It'll be the first time in a while that one quarterback is getting a majority of the game and not going back and forth between series or between halves.
Martinez tucks and runs. This is where he's really most dangerous. League's top rusher entering this week. Sets up 3rd and manageable. And Stormy, Bryce Perkins almost left football, right?
Yeah, it's honestly, it was a really interesting story. I got to know him a little bit this week, and he told me that when he didn't make an NFL team this past year, he almost hung up the cleats. He thought that he was going to be done, and he had gotten reached out to by GM of the Panthers, Steve Kazor, in October, and he said, you know what, I think I'm moving on. I'm going to start working on my company. I'm going to do something different. He got reached out to again prior to the season. He was still thinking about it, said, I don't know. His mom goes, Bryce, you keep working out. You keep training. What are you training for? He calls Kazor back, but they had already made the decision of who they were going to have. So the moment was gone. He felt his opportunity was lost, but he ended up getting his chance, didn't he?
3rd and 3. Martinez's pass nearly intercepted. Brings up 4th down and 3. Levante Taylor in coverage. We have Perkins got his chance due to injuries in that Michigan quarterback room, and again, they're looking to patch together their 6th consecutive win, and Martinez clearly frustrated.
Off and inside of him. He's off and inside.
So you made the right read. I
did.
got to throw it on
He did.
time.
The guy's off and inside, and then he just wheeled back to the outside on 3rd and 4.
One cool thing about Skip Holtz, y'all, is that unlike a lot of coaches, he's not yelling, screaming, irate. He's actually teaching. And I love that about not just him, but coaches that can teach me the game. It helps me so much as how to be calm. Heard it from Matt Corral. But also, hey, what do I need to do to be better? So I love, love, love that from Skip Holtz. No wonder they're back-to-back USFL champions.
Well, here's tomorrow's Sunday Night Baseball matchup, the series finale between the Cardinals and the Phillies, who've got the best record in Major League Baseball. Our coverage begins at 6 Eastern with baseball tonight, Sunday Night Countdown. So here comes the Panthers offense, trying to put the finishing touches on an upset victory. You see Birmingham entered as an 8-point favorite. Stormy told us earlier that's the most points Michigan has been an underdog by this season. And you need a couple more scores if you're keeping your eye on the total at 43.5, currently 32 total points. Toa gets the call out to the 30. So we've seen a rotation between Tawa and McCrary with no Matt Colburn. Expect to see Colburn come back next week for Marcel Belfour.
Check with the O-line. Our trailers counter Y on weight.
You hear that counter play, and so it seems like they're holding the snap a little bit. Clock ticks in the UFL until it's under 2 minutes, so smart by the offensive coordinator on saying, let's wait a little bit before we snap the ball.
It's Tawa again, and he's going nowhere. Stuffed. Andre Tillman makes it 3rd and 7. I'm just waiting to listen to Marcel Belfour and hear fromage be called.
He said, what, etap.
All the French play calls. That's one way to keep a defense off balance. Panthers 5 of 11 on 3rd down today. Etling on 3rd and 7. Rolling to his left. That pass is nearly intercepted. That would have been a spectacular play by Kiava Tizino. Would have been his first interception of the season, too.
Oh, that was beautiful by Tizino. Offhand, tips it, nearly picks it off. But that pass rush is starting to affect Etling. It's starting to get to him. Notice clock is ticking now, and here's what I'm thinking. Of course, you say, okay, well, win or lose, we're playing the same team, but you don't want to go through this entire game, feel like you've dominated the whole game just to lose. So if you're Michigan, defense has to step up now for the mentality, but also special teams has to be huge on Rodgers.
Big boot by Brock Miller. Amari Rodgers found a little space, got out near the 40-yard line. And that's where the Stallions will set up shop, a 25-yard return. A UFC 302 is tonight at the Prudential Center in New Jersey, highlighted by the lightweight title main event. Islam Makhachev defending his belt against former champ Dustin Poirier. Main card begins 10 Eastern on pay-per-view with the prelims on ESPN2 and ESPN Deportes. More to the main card in English and Spanish at ESPNplus.com/PPV. Stallions need to go
27.
39 to the end zone. Offense has been inconsistent all day. C.J. Marable, the running back, in motion. Martinez stands and delivers incomplete. Looked like Deion Kane could have grabbed it.
And look at the pocket that Adrian Martinez has. The pass rush, which has been effective for most of the game, is non-existent on that play. And so you see Matt Caskey, number 63, stepped in this game. It's helping provide a solid presence now at guard.
Martinez has already been sacked 5 times today. You notice the clock continues to run. It does on incomplete passes until we're inside 2 minutes. After the keep, Martinez, what a fake. And using the speed. Now you see me, now you don't. Out of bounds, 3rd and short.
Okay. We'll rock him. Who's your odd wave? Here we go. Rock Cam. Rock Cam. Who's your odd? Rock Cam. Who's your odd wave shark? Rock Cam. Who's your odd wave shark? Who's your odd wave shark? I want it.
Stallions just 2 for 9 on 3rd down today. Fake the give to Marable on the crosser. It is a 1st down Birmingham. Marlon Williams on a beautiful play design.
And some of these plays is why you remember, or how you remember, that Adrian Martinez is an MVP. That one more routine, but the play before, you're seeing him use his legs quickly.
Here we go. Here we go. Let's go, Lou. Let's go, Lou. Texas side bubble. Texas side bubble. 2 minutes. I know. 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
All right. The prequel to the conference championship next week, coming down to a 2-minute drill.
Phillies, Sunday at 7 on ESPN.
That's the chess match. The play callers for the Birmingham offense and the Michigan defense, Skip Holtz and Colin Bauer. Not only how do you get out of here with a win, but how much do you want to show in advance of next week's conference championship? The Stallions have the ball in Panthers territory with all 3 timeouts and their challenge.
Comfortable throwing either one.
Martinez has run 4 times for 38 yards in the second half. This time he throws and it's incomplete. Kevin Austin Jr., the nearest receiver. And now that we're under 2 minutes, the clock will stop on an incomplete pass.
Notice the reaction earlier in the game. That pressure was a sack. Now, after the halftime adjustments, not a sack, the ball's out quick.
What do you think about those odds, Sam? Plus 250?
Interesting.
A little tasty?
Ready,
They entered as an 8-point favorite. Trying to complete the comeback here as Marable has some blockers in front. Should have enough for a first down as he's pushed out of bounds, which also stops the clock under 2. Kai Nakua on the tackle.
So you think this is pressure. It's not pressure. It's offensive linemen letting defensive linemen come through for a screen. Great job by Nakua on the tackle, but those screens in 2-minute drills are what you have to be alert of as a defensive lineman.
Here we go, here we go. We got move slow, radar on. I want it. Gotta go! Omaha! Ready!
Snap it with 3 on the play clock. Martinez, this might be a busted play. He's great in these scenarios. A big stick by Adonis Alexander. Jarred it free from Marlon Williams, second down.
Yeah, big stick by Adonis Alexander, who's a large human being. 6'3", 190 out of Virginia Tech. Perfect timing, dislodging the ball from the man.
Second down. Former Hokie looking like Cam Chancellor there, another Virginia Tech guy.
Hey, Drew Otto, one thing that I will update you guys from field level, there's a pretty significant wind that Birmingham is driving into right now.
Well, one thing to remember, no kicking extra points in the UFL. If they score a touchdown, they're going to have to get it from the 2 to take the lead. Martinez throws over the middle, incomplete. Looking for Sternberger, and it's Kai Nakua going Superman to bat it away.
And that was a beautiful play by Nakua. At field level, I'm sure it looks great, Cole, as well, because he's a safety, yet he's playing that play from the outside in. If he doesn't make this stop, that's a potential touchdown, right? Sternberger catches it, gets up and scores. Big risk, but smart play by Nakua.
No, it looked like a great throw at first, and it's one of the reasons I brought up that wind. You saw the ball on the previous play kind of sail over to the left on Adrian Martinez.
It's 3rd and 10. Martinez sees some room, using the legs, dragged out of bounds. It's Kedrick Whitehead with a big stop. Is this certainly 4-down territory for Birmingham? They've got their 3 timeouts.
Yeah, I think it is. You're in scoring territory. It's 4th and not too long. I think you go for it. It's hard to simulate these situations in practice. This is a game simulation. Great opportunity.
Leo.
Stallions 2 for 3 on 4th down this season.
Corner, I want it. Gotta go!
Play clock's at 5. Rodgers in motion. Martinez on 4th down and 7. Pats the ball, throws. It's a low throw, and it is caught. It's Kevin Austin taking him down to the 15, keeping this drive alive with an 18-yard gain.
Well, Kevin Austin's the other player that the coaches have pointed to about a guy who has so much talent. He's showing it with that critical grab and showing it, getting his team in scoring position.
Omaha! Ready!
Stallions in the giddy-up. Martinez slips. A flag comes down near the pylon inside the 5-yard line.
Y'all got 12? Y'all got 12?
Yeah, defense too many. Defense too many.
Be a spot enforcement.
Dead ball spot at the previous spot, right?
Too many players on the field. Defense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
And 5.
It was the 10th play of the drive, which started at their own 39. Martinez again flushed, runs into his own man, stays on his feet, completes it to Kane. Down near the 5, the clock's going to wind. 3 timeouts for the Stallions. They'll take their first.
LU3. All right. All right. Okay. Let's get our breath here. Ball's on the 7-yard line. Okay. Ball's on the 7-yard line. Be good with the ball.
Can run it at him.
I know.
At an open set.
Yes.
Open set.
Yep.
Just run it.
Yeah.
Indy. Indy. Rob or Rio. Something open.
My thought is to bring a tight end in. No. Cleveland. No. I know. I'm better than tight end in and block that backside end and then get a tied Ritz. You know what I mean? If we're going to get man coverage now that we're on the 6-yard line, now I'm thinking about going Hoosier even tied.
We got to move that out.
Okay.
Go.
All right, here we go. You want to just go Rio? Let's go Rio. Ohio odd bubble. Rio, Ohio odd bubble.
I love this. Like, I love the communication. I love it's almost like the sense of care from Skip Holtz. I love the collaboration. I mean, this is special coaching from Skip Holtz.
India. Ready.
2nd and 2. They do run it right at him. Marable picking his way forward. And that's a first down, I think. Looks like he's inside the 5. Rondell Carter made the tackle. It is a first down. So it stops the clock for now while they reset the chains.
You talked about the collaboration and the communication and the care, but really more than anything, it's trust. Coaches trusting players, players trusting their coaches.
Michigan has called their first charge timeout of the second half. 30 seconds left.
Michigan calls timeout as we check the true line spot. No question, Marable enough for the first down.
And one thing, no matter what level you play in
so
football,
they get a chance.
the biggest thing is trust. That's what thing I've learned so much about players. Hey, do you trust your coach?
So I'm not in a
Does the
hurry
coach trust the player?
So I'm not going to call timeout, and running the ball is an option. Hey, running the ball is an option. You know what I mean? Because it's not all bad. Burns all of their timeouts, and we're going to put the ball in it. We got 1st and goal on the 4-yard line. Okay, yep, they'll go 0. They'll get into 0. I would imagine they're going to say you're not going to run it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm thinking of setting that pick if we go.
If we go racket. We're going 11. Unless we want to go, unless we want to get in 2 and run our 2-point plays. Okay. Here we go. I'm thinking, let's go Richie. Here we go, Richie.
Hey, cut this.
Bro, come on, bro. You're being a meanie.
Hey, come on, stop.
That's Cole Schneider talking to Garrett Marino. Those guys have locked horns all day. Schneider, one of the biggest personalities in this league. 1st and goal from inside the 5. Martinez pulls, throws, touchdown, Stallions. Jace Sternberger ties it at 19.
As a defender, you have to communicate on motion. And so the outside defender has to know, okay, number 3, which is the tight end, 3rd guy from the outside, he comes out, communicate, talk. No communication, easy touchdown.
There you go, 12 plays, 61 yards in just over 2 minutes, and now they need to convert from the 2-yard line to get that point and move ahead by 1.
Here we go. We got Rambo, Yam, Hoosier Odd, Shell, Shark. I wonder. You're yamming to the shell. I know, you're fine. Yes. No. You're Shark. Omaha! Ready!
And get the snap off. Martinez fakes it to Marable, spits it out, and that'll count. Marcus Baugh. He landed a little bit early, never touched, in for the point. And the Stallions take the lead.
Winners find ways to win. Now the game's not over, and Jake Bates still has a leg, but that's how you come back in the second half, to find a way to take a lead. So start with the 2-point conversion. Similar, you're going to the edge. There's lack of communication. Great pump fake by Martinez, get it around the defender, and then going to that touchdown. defenses have to communicate. There's no talking. Everyone's playing inside. Jay Sternberger finds the end zone yet again.
Jay Sternberger, you might remember him from his NFL days. He was a third-round pick of the Packers in 2019, also with Seattle, Washington, Pittsburgh, and Buffalo. Let's listen to how it sounded.
That's what I'm talking about, baby! That was ass! Way to make that play! That was ass! Oh my God!
All right, so take me through the conversion for a shark. I know I heard that. You had two tight ends, almost a wing formation in the game.
We were a little confused there to begin, but we got on the same page. That's what matters. Our front side guy, he ran a shark route, which is essentially a return, a stick return, and then our guy on the opposite side ran a raft, or what we call a shell, slipping across the formation, and no one followed him.
So Jace gets the touchdown too. Why were the tight ends so successful on that drive?
Well, hey, they're consistent, and it was a similar type concept, and something that we've finally been able to come to down in the stretch here.
Your coach, we talked earlier about just how calm he was in a couple of those timeouts with you. How much easier does it make you to be able to bounce back and come back when you find some sort of a deficit?
I mean, everything that could have went wrong this game has gone wrong for us offensively. Our defense has kept us in the game, and Skip has kept his faith in me, and I think we found a way to get it done.
Thanks, Adrian.
Thank you.
All right, so let's set the stage here for Michigan. They've got a kicker with the biggest leg in this league and maybe the entire sport. Jake Bates has hit from 60-plus 3 different times this season. They need about 20 or 25 yards. That's not a good start as Etling goes down. Give the sack to Taco Charlton, a former first-round pick by the Dallas Cowboys. And Mike Nolan's got to burn a timeout.
Michigan has called their second charge timeout. 30 seconds in length.
And the place you don't want to be if you're the Michigan Panthers is obvious pass situations. Going back to their week 2 matchup, they gave up sack after sack after sack after sack after sack because the pass protection didn't hold up. And so they've turned into this run-first team. Look at Taco Charlton right there off the edge, just runs over the offensive lineman and meets at the quarterback.
Yeah, in week 2, Birmingham had 7 sacks. Michigan had none. That's the Stallions' first sack of this game. Empty set. Etling's pass complete. It's Mariner. He's going to stay in bounds. And the Panthers might have to use their final timeout here with 39 seconds left. Madre Harper made the tackle for Birmingham.
Some of that is strategy by defense. Hey, the clock's running. Try and stay on top of the offensive guy. But the referees caught it, stopped the clock. Now they're about to get it restarted.
3rd and 5. Danny Etling needs it, doesn't have it. Missed Trey Quinn. And it brings up 4th down. This is the game.
Rex empty, Ricky. Oster's slant. Rex empty, Ricky. Oster's slant.
So 4th and 4, you heard that they're going slants. You need a first down so the clock can stop. You have enough time.
Timeout, Stallions.
Birmingham has called their second charge timeout of the half.
Go there, grab them, go grab them, calm them down. You got 4th and 4, explain what you want. I know.
Remember, Corey Chamberlain is in his first game as official defensive coordinator for the Stallions.
And then Anthony Blevins, the person beside him, is in his first game with the Stallions. He actually came to a practice a couple weeks ago of the Stallions. He was living in Dallas and wanted to go check out practice, had some friends on the staff, and then some of the situations happened where the coaches are no longer there, and so there was no other interview. It's like, hey, Blev, are you ready? And Anthony Blevins said yes, has the NFL experience, has this UFL experience, and is showing why he's ready for this opportunity.
Played in the old XFL in Birmingham. There's a thing or two about spring football. Here's the game. 4th down and 4. 4-man rush. Etling's pass is caught. We we got a flag down to the backfield. Devin Gray climbs the ladder.
Okay, he's got roughing the passer. Let's see what that looks like.
99 defense, putting a shoulder into the chest for a message. I'm not doing it.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 99. Defense, 15-yard penalty.
Coach is in
the end of the play, first down.
So the reason that Dean's looking at this is that inside of 5 minutes, any play that can help change the outcome of the game effectively, he can look at and potentially change. Now, also, this play could be challenged if you're Birmingham, and they do have a timeout and a challenge. And so the replay, to me, doesn't look like roughing the passer, but there's still an opportunity for Dean to look at it and also for Skip Holtz to challenge it.
Yeah, also, Coach Holtz has that flag in his hand.
Correct.
Good.
Yes, and so the clock will pick up the flag. The clock will
For
start.
roughing the passer. Ball replaced back 15 yards. It's still first down.
So, Dean, why was there not a foul for? Why were you allowed to change that call?
Say that again.
Why were you allowed to change that call?
Because it's player safety. We're also in the last 5 minutes of the game, so anything that's going to have a significant impact on the outcome of the game, we can get involved in that from the command center, either player safety or the last 5 minutes. The coach doesn't have to challenge.
All right, thank you, Dean. In the U.S. Army Command Center, it's a huge call just inside midfield. Etling on first down, passes complete to Trey Quinn. It takes him down to the 40. And the clock continues to move. 1 timeout left for Mike Nolan in Michigan. 10 seconds left. Etling on the keeper. Almost had some trouble with the exchange. Down to the 35. Damon Lloyd, the tackle. 5 seconds to play. From here, it would be about a 53-yard field goal for Bates, and that's well within his range.
Michigan
down to 2.
has called their third and final charge timeout. Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 3 seconds, please.
Certain things in life you can't simulate. This is a situation, you do it in your backyard, game on the line, game-winning shot, or in this case, game-winning kick. So the reason why NFL coaches are watching this is that this is a real game situation. You're down by 1. You've made 60-yarders, multiple. You missed the 39-yarder last week. What are you going to do when the pressure's on? You can try to simulate in practice, but you can't. And so this is why these moments matter so much for all the players, but also for Jake Bates.
Will it be another game winner for one of the breakout stars of the United Football League? Hit from 39 and 44 already today. This from 53. To cap the season with a win. The kick is no good. It's another 9-1 regular season record for the Stallions. They're going nuts here in the Magic City. And Bates in disbelief.
I'm speechless for a couple reasons. One, the main reason is, okay, you miss the field goal, you lose the game, you're down, you're devastated, but there's a mulligan. And the mulligan is this: these two teams will face each other 1 week from today at this same field. What did Colin Bauer say during the week to us? He said, the defense coordinator said, hey, I don't care if we lose 2 and win 1. We have 1 to win. That's next week. But right now we celebrate. the Birmingham Stallions.
Go down to Cole.
Coach Holtz, describe the resiliency of this football team.
Well, I would say it's a lot more resilience than execution today. You know what I mean? It wasn't pretty. We dropped balls. We didn't execute very well. We couldn't get anything going consistently, a lot like last week when we talked about. But you know what? Nobody flinched on the sideline. Nobody panicked. Talked about making plays. And I thought they did a great job there for that final drive to get the ball down and put the ball in the end zone. They did a really good job of executing. But you know what? They just keep fighting. But I'm proud of what they did. I think if this is a prelude for what we got in store next week, it's going to be a heck of a battle again next week.
Coach, we referenced it on the broadcast. I think a couple of your players even were talking about it on the sideline. Your demeanor in those moments, being able to stay calm and deliver a clear message. Is that difficult for you? Is it something that comes natural for you? Because something that I know impressed all of us.
You know, for me, it's just, you know what, I ask for patience as I go into these games. I ask for help from up above, for patience, for calmness. Me panicking, flinching on the sideline goes against everything we talk about, and don't flinch. We're going to be fine. I don't want him to look over at me and go, oh no, coach doesn't think we win. Something's broke. You know what? We're going to be fine. Let's just execute, keep going along the ways. And, you know, I said I'm blessed. I'm blessed to coach a great group of young men that just keep battling. So, you know, I know everybody wants to talk about there wasn't anything to play for today, but you never would have known it watching this fourth quarter out here, the way these two teams were both competing to try and win.
I know it's got to be odd, too. You're saying, see you next week to all the guys on the other side. You're shaking their hands.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be another great matchup. I think they've done Coach Nolan's done a great job with that team. They've improved. They've got better. I mean, the first game was 20-13, and they had the ball at the end, and we got to stop there and have the opportunity to go down and get the score this time. So great game, great respect amongst the two teams, and going to be a heck of a matchup again for next week.
Thanks, Coach, and I'll see you next week as well.
Hey, I'll see you next week. Thank you. Appreciate it. Giddy up.
All right, Cole, he said during the week when we talked to him, this is one of those rare cases where you already know the sequel's going to be better than the prequel. If that's the case, sign us up, and you should join us a week from today. ABC, 3 Eastern, right back in this building, Protective Stadium in Birmingham, for the USFL Championship between the Panthers and the Stallions. Bates missed it. Can you believe it? For our entire crew, led by Alex Farmartino and Chuck Ciccarello, Stormy and Cole down on the field, Sam Acho up here in the booth. I'm Drew Carter saying so long from Birmingham. Let's get you to Sports Center. Nicole Briscoe and Michael Eaves. We will see you here in the Magic City for the conference championship next week. If it's anything like it was today, it'll be a blast. See you then. Let's get to the studio.